Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Going out there. Welcome to my personal channel, the Meg Moonbeam YouTube channel. And I'm here today with my best friend since high school, my soul sister. We're feeling very giddy at the moment. Sunny. Yay!
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Of course. We've known each other for a very, very long time.
Mhm.
And we're very close with each other. So yeah, we were just laughing a lot before going live
We
because
got the giggles.
we got the giggles, which is good because it's a bit of a intense energy right now,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So yeah, so very nice to have you all here, whether you're watching us live or you're going to be watching the replay of this YouTube live. Let us know in the comments how you're feeling. How's life? How you're dealing with the current energies? How are you feeling today, Sunny?
I don't know. I don't really know how I'm feeling today. Today went by really fast and I was just I don't know, just knew that this was on the agenda for today and I don't know. I haven't really had any feelings much today. But there's been a lot going on for sure. What about you? How do you feel today?
I feel good. I
Today's
did
like a break. Sorry, today's like a break from all the feelings for me. Anyways, continue.
Today's a break. Oh, that's good. I've been feeling really emotional, sensitive, feeling the energies really intensely. Like you brought up today that me being a Taurus rising and my chart ruler is Venus because I'm a Taurus rising and Venus in pre-shadow and about to go retrograde, that may be why I'm feeling a little bit
Tired.
funny, funky, extra tired. So I'd love to hear from you guys. If any of you are a Taurus or Libra, sun, moon, and rising, if you're feeling extra tired than usual or what's going on. Maybe it's just me, but Transcendental Gems is here. And hi, Transcendental Gems. She says, yes, the energies are so intense right now. Feels like I'm tired and in a deep, heavy fog lately. Yeah, for
So
sure.
you feel emotional today, Meg?
Do I feel emotional today?
Yeah, because you said is that just in general or today?
It's in general. Yesterday, I felt like I could cry at any moment. Today is a bit better. Sunny and I are both Scorpios. So,
Do you want me to
yeah.
talk a little bit more about I didn't really explain the general of how I've been feeling lately,
Yeah.
but today is like a break.
Mhm.
I have my antennas up a little bit because, or I don't even know if it's my antennas. I don't know how to say it. My guard up a little bit because I'm always like, okay, what's going to happen next? Because the past week has been like one thing after another, people projecting all their crap onto me and dealing with things that I haven't had to really deal with since I was a teenager. So that's really interesting. Just a lot of, I feel like I call myself activator of the inner flame, which a lot of us spiritual teachers and healers are. Not to call ourselves not to call myself a spiritual teacher, but you know what I mean, like a starseed on a mission. We activate people by just being our authentic selves, and I've had a lot of really negative reactions from people this week, and it's been a lot and it's been a whirlwind, and I've had to deal with anxiety every day for the past 2 weeks. I think maybe I've had a little bit of anxiety today. I don't know. I'm used to it the past 2 weeks, so maybe I didn't even notice, but I'm also nervous to be live with you guys, but nothing crazy has happened today. So today we're good.
Today, we're good. Yeah, you've had a really intense past week. And
Yes.
do you want to share where you went to the past week?
Yes. So I went to Ohio just to visit my friend who I've been talking to online for 3 years, and she sells crystals like I do, and she has a little shop in Medina, Ohio. And everything was great with us, but it was just the circumstances around us and people's reactions to me. I felt very uncomfortable and uneasy, and my trip was cut short because I just felt like I needed to come home.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think it's important for us to say that Sunny and I are both Scorpios. And we both got a big Scorpio influence in our chart. So for those of you who may not know, Scorpio is the most intense sign in astrology. When you're a Scorpio, your life is freaking crazy and there's always something going on. Shout out to Scorpios. Let us know if there's any Scorpio sun, moon, or risings in the comment. I see Golden Goddess, you're a Scorpio moon. That's super intense to be.
I have to look at the comments too.
Yeah, so we like to keep it real. Sunny and I, as Scorpios, we love to keep it 100, totally real, just be our authentic self, share exactly what we're feeling. And we're comfortable going deep. So I'm really, really grateful and blessed that I met Sunny at a very early age in my life. We met each other when we were in high school. And you were the first fellow starseed that I ever met.
Yes.
Right. And should we share it so people know the story of like how we met? Because it's kind of funny.
Okay.
Do you remember how we met?
Well, I remember seeing you in the forest one time. It was like the first day of school. And I just thought you were really cool. And I think I wanted to be your friend, but I wasn't sure the vibes yet. But we ended up, maybe like a few days later, ended up sitting beside each other outside in this circle, in our special sharing circle in the backfield at lunchtime, if you guys know what I mean. Passing around the little
Mary Jane.
the little duchy. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I had a Green Day purse, and Meg was like, I love Green Day. And I was like, I love Green Day. And then I was like, are you a Scorpio? I'm a Scorpio. And we're like, oh my God, we're both Scorpios. And then we just became like friends instantly. And I remember I told you about the Doors, and you didn't listen to like a full Doors album yet. And then the next day you came back saying that you're like obsessed and you're listening to them all night and learned how to play Not to Touch the Earth on bass.
Yeah.
So that's how we met.
Yeah, that's how we met. So we've known each other since we were teenagers. I think since I was 16 or 17. How old do you think we were when we met each other?
I was in grade 10. So I think I was like 15 and you were 16 or 17.
You're 17 because we got about a 2-year age
Yeah,
difference.
it was like 2009, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've known each other since 2009 in this life.
In this life.
Yeah.
There's been many other lives. And yeah, Yvonne, it says, hi, Yvonne, I'm Scorpio and yup, intense. When it's good, it's wildly good. That's so true. When it's not good, look out. So that is totally true.
Well, that happens like a million times a day. It could be like, woo, woo, woo. I don't know if it's a Scorpio thing or if it's just like a combination of my signs or the fact that I have like 5 things in Scorpio, but I'm like constantly on an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
I love Green Day. That's awesome.
I love Green Day. Yeah. Hi, Samantha. Hey, everybody. Hi, Anne Bennington. Oh my God, fellow Scorpio.
Oh, hi. And I didn't know that you were a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anne's cool. Anne's been a good customer at Temple of Aqua. So thank you so much, Anne.
Very cool. Awesome. Anne is actually the one that turned me on to Beyond Mystic. And
oh my gosh, really? Wow.
Angel in my life because it sent me the link that they were looking for a Western astrologer for Beyond Mystic.
That is the perfect example of the true nature of Scorpio. So many people are intimidated by us and intimidated by like our authenticity and the fact that we want to be like completely like in the light. It's just funny. We have to go through the darkness to be in the light, and we illuminate other people's shadows. But Scorpio really just wants to see other people being at their best selves and being their most evolved selves. And we're just very inspirational people. And that's a perfect example. You are so supportive. You sent Meg an opportunity because you saw in her that she was an amazing astrologer and would resonate with Beyond Mystic. And again, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know. I was thinking, I was like, is Anne through like Meg that she found me? I'm not sure, but she's very supportive of my business too. So that's amazing.
I must have told you that Anne introduced me to Beyond Mystic. I mustn't have told you her last name because you would have made that connection.
Yeah,
so
maybe.
So nice to see you here.
I forget lots of things too.
Yeah. So Yeah, Sunny and I really resonate on that Scorpio level. And it's interesting that Scorpios just kind of understand each other. There's this weird thing with Scorpios where as soon as you know there's another Scorpio and they're like open to spirituality, you guys just like,
Like,
we
okay. Yeah, you get it.
you get it, because we rule the shadow side of life too. So like at the point when we met each other in high school, both of us were going through very intense things in life, right? Both of us went through very intense life experiences from an early age. And I feel like I'm the same Meg, but definitely transformed from when we first met at 15, 16 years old.
For sure, yeah.
That's like
So
so
weird.
so
Meg had dreadlocks.
I had dreadlocks.
Meg had long dreadlocks.
Yeah, I was like
She's like, I'm never
total.
gonna cut my dreadlocks.
I was a total stoner. I wanted to be high the whole time.
Oh my god.
I felt when I tune into why I wanted to be high the whole time of being a teenager, it was because I felt a lot of anger and confusion about the world and the matrix. And Sunny and I, both as starseeds, we've always been starseeds, but we were, people that were awakened starseeds from a very early age. That really scared me actually and made me very angry that I didn't have anybody to talk to about life and seeing through the bullshit, so to speak, seeing that it was all bullshit, the structures of life. Do you want to speak on that, Sunny, your process growing up, seeing through the matrix?
Yeah, I don't want to cry though.
Emotion.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's very strange when like the only support that you feel like you have is something that you can't see. Because like you said, you didn't have anybody to talk to about what you were going through. And if you did, people probably would just think that you're crazy or make fun of you, especially your family. And then so it's like you're like forced to be around these people who actually like have no idea who you are and are treating you like badly because they treat themselves badly, and you're very sensitive and you're like picking up on all the collective energy and you're like understanding that so much is like so fake and it's like so easy to just cut through it and you can't relate to anybody or you can relate to everybody but nobody can relate to you, and it's just like I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah, it's hard to be forced to be around people who don't know how to nurture that, don't know how to nurture you the way that you should be nurtured, especially with Scorpio. If anybody has a Scorpio child, like, I don't know, read a book about how to nurture a Scorpio child or really give them the space to just like be themselves. Don't try to be like super controlling on them. Maybe ask them how they're feeling or be like open to hearing like their perspective and stuff, because we are very perceptive and we're not stupid. No kids are stupid, but you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll explain
Yeah,
it.
that totally makes sense, Sunny, totally.
Yeah.
And I feel like sharing here on the screen, when around the time that we would have met each other in high school, I don't know if I ever shared this book with you, but when I was around 17, 18, can't remember exactly what age, I came across this book at a bookstore that really, two books changed my life. This book called Indigo Adults, Understanding Who You Are and What You Can Become, and The Pleiadian Agenda by Barbara Clow. I think this was the first one I think I read. And I was like, whoa, what the heck? Like, I'm an indigo child.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
And it was like, as soon as I read it, it just totally makes sense and resonated with me. And, there's indigo children, crystal children, rainbow children, diamond children, but basically the same frequency that were these new waves of star seeds coming onto the planet. So, yeah, I highly recommend this book, Indigo Adults. And if you know anybody who's a young starseed, like, highly recommend that book for them to understand who they are. Because when you're sensitive from an early age, like I'm sure a lot of you guys watching are, let us know in the comments if you experience that. It's not easy, especially if, like you said, Sunny, we don't have that support around us. Right. And there's nothing wrong with if you're listening and you're like, what the heck? I did not know I was a starseed until I was like 40 years old or 50 years old. There's nothing wrong with that. We all go through our different processes and none of us are better than, anybody else. So yeah, so we've known each other for a long time. We're both into spirituality and the occult, but we're both musicians as well. And Sunny and I actually have a band together called Scorpling Alliance. And yeah, that's been an interesting journey that we've been on with that so far.
Yeah. Well, I have the tattoo, so it's gonna explode.
It's going to explode. Yeah.
I'm always ahead of my time. You are too. I get excited about things.
Yeah. We started recording our first band EP in, what was it, 2018?
2018. Yeah. So a lot of behind the scenes things have been happening. And it's been kind of strange, but kind of understanding, like, just a lot of this year and last year has been teaching me about just like divine timing and like just remembering like my faith and even how, like, again, we were so young and like aware of the reality and non-reality of life, like that took faith. So it's like really connecting to that part of having faith. So yeah, in divine timing.
Everything is divine timing.
Yes.
That's true. And I feel like we've been in this really intense initiation period ever since particularly 2020. A very, very intense time. And I wrote on my YouTube community, shared that we were going to be going YouTube Live today. And I asked you guys if any of you had any questions that you'd like us to go over. And I thought there was a really good question by @SherryScarlett701. And Sherry asked, question is, when can we breathe with ease and grace from all this over-the-top ignorance of political controlling, trolling, robbing, etc.? In other words, when are we all going to embrace the reborn, corruptionless earth that our Mother Nature intended to be? And I think that's a really good question. A lot of us are feeling like, how much longer are we going to be in this crazy initiation, dark night of the soul collective process? Do you want to speak on that a little bit, Sunny?
I feel like there's two aspects to it because a lot of it has to do with consciousness, but then again, we are in physical bodies too. So at the highest level of consciousness, you can experience that right now. But we are also in bodies and in a system that we're calling matrix, which is so weird because matrix means mother. So it's like sad that we're even using that word because the mother, matrix is like Latin for mother. And even crystals grow off a matrix, you know what I mean? Wow. So yeah, it's like a dark mother. And I don't know. Anyways, where are we going with this?
Matrix meant mother. We're just talking on how much longer are we going to be in this process of just intense energy on the earth. Well, do you think it's going to be a long time, or how do you feel about it?
Well, I feel like we're still at the beginning of things like falling apart, really. And there's still people who are awakening, and then there's still people who have been awakened that are just becoming comfortable or just getting in positions of being able to share or to speak or to teach or to lead. So I feel like we're definitely still in like the beginning processes, and I definitely feel like things are going to be messed up for a little bit of a while. And then again, we were talking about before too, like when it comes to like free energy and like better ways of economy, like working, I don't know all these technical terms, but like things are trial and error too. So it's not just going to like snap. It's a process, you know what I mean? So I think it will be quite a while. I don't know how many years. For some reason I'm thinking like 20 years, but I don't know if that's right. I just keep hearing the 20 years for it to start being like really good.
Well, that's interesting because Pluto is going to be in Aquarius for 22 years.
Oh, wow.
Already started that transit.
So the later degrees of Pluto and Aquarius, it will be more of the fun Aquarian, the higher aspect of Aquarius, not the evil doctor scientist.
You said something really good when we were talking earlier, Sunny, before we went live, that this is a time of building, and we literally have to build this new world. It's not just going to pop up and, oh my God, I'm in the age of Aquarius. Yay. I'm in a light body and I don't have a physical body. That doesn't resonate with me. That may resonate to others. That doesn't resonate with me. But I do feel like, and this is something I want to talk about in some future videos, 2026 and 2025 are really pivotal energetic change years. Neptune goes into Aries. Uranus goes into Gemini. Saturn moves into Aries. We have the North Node going into Pisces. Pluto is full steam in Aquarius. So I feel like that's a total energetic shift. And I think it'll be 2 years and a bit until things are a lot lighter. I could be wrong about that, but I don't feel like we're going to be in this super heaviness for 20 years. We're in a building phase for 20 years. We're like Bob the Builder for 20 years. You know,
well,
we got
things need to be destroyed, and you need to see like what's not working for the things to be destroyed, and everybody has to agree. Well, not everybody, but on a larger scale, people need to see like what the corruption is, and to like actually be able to talk to each other about, okay, yes, this happened. Like there's people who are in denial and stuff about what's going on. Everything needs to get exposed, and I feel like we are in like an exposure and destruction period, and through that we build again or build new. So I agree with you. I think within 2 years there will be probably more light like exposed on the things that are holding us down, and maybe more people are going to be more open to different concepts or alternative concepts that maybe they're closed off from before, just because of the way of how crazy everything is. They're gonna like, I feel like a lot of people who are closed off are like, there's gonna be so many opportunities, and there already are so many opportunities for them to start questioning, like opening their mind a little bit, because like it's just not gonna make sense to them anymore, I guess.
For sure.
Because it's a system built on cutting us off from God, but you can't cut humans off from God, because we each have a direct connection to the universe and to the highest light, wisdom, creation. You can't cut us off. You can try, but it's impossible.
That's so true.
It's like within us, it's in our DNA, it's in our memory. Like they're trying to play God. They're trying to screw us up with like weird mad scientist stuff, like that dark Aquarian aspect, but like it's just impossible. It's not going to work. You're just causing more problems, and we're going to see through it the more you try to disconnect us from nature.
Exactly. That's so well put. Yeah, Judy is saying, show us ocean. It's actually Shia that's on me right now.
Yeah, somebody said that's Shia's tail. That's so cute.
Yeah, I'm going to put the computer down so you can see her, guys. And yes, I'm wearing my pajama bottoms. She doesn't like to be picked up.
Yeah.
This is
our
little bear. Little bear.
Hi,
do you want to see her eyes? She has beautiful eyes. She's so oh, there she goes. Yay. Oh.
We're called a British short hair.
British short hair. Yeah.
British.
She's absolutely magical. She's our healer, and Ocean's starting to walk over here too, because he gets very jealous when I give Shia lots of attention. Yeah, Sunny and I are also cat mommies. We're cat obsessed.
My cat's also a Scorpio.
Your cat's a Scorpio. Is Irby anywhere close?
He's outside.
He's outside.
Which is good, because he'll be really annoying in a bit if he tries to come in here.
Yeah.
Like coming in and out, annoying. He never knows what he wants.
Oh.
Well, he wants me to be outside with him. That's what he wants.
Yeah. They're so magical. Every witch and wizard needs to have a little kitty.
Yeah. I kind of want a toad too.
Where would you get a toad?
Like an exotic pet shop, I guess. It's not advised to take them from the wild, because they could be like, they can live for 40 years and you don't know how old they are. And yeah, it's like, you don't want to take them out of their environment. Yeah.
What's the difference between a frog and a toad?
Toads have bigger bodies and shorter legs, and their skin is dry and bumpy. And frogs are more slender, and they're very slimy, and they have long legs, and they leap, and toads hop. They're so cute, you guys. Oh my God, you should look up, anybody who's interested. Go on YouTube and search like toads eating. It's hilarious. They're so funny.
And what's the spiritual medicine or magic around toads?
Because they're like
fairy tales and things. Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God.
feel like toads are similar to frogs, like, they're definitely
Oh my God.
they definitely have, like, medicine of, like, transformation because they start off, out as, like, little tadpoles, and then
Mm,
they grow legs, and they're born in the water, but then when they're when they're grown, they don't live in the water anymore. Toads don't live in the water, only frogs live in the water.
okay.
Yeah,
So
toads live in tall grass or, like, in rocks and stuff.
wow, this is a Sonoran desert toad. I didn't even know they had desert
And you
toads.
see, like, those, like, bumps behind its eyes?
Yeah.
So those are, like, poison sacs. So
Whoa.
that's, like, their only form of protection, but I don't really know how much it matters because the only time, like, they'll secrete poison is if, like, they're bitten down on or pushed down on. So basically, if something tries to eat a toad, like, they'll get poison in their mouth.
Oh my
And they
gosh.
could die or get sick, yeah.
So do you want to get a poisonous toad
Well,
or are
they all have poison in them.
they all have poison?
They're all poisonous, but they're not dangerous, so
Wow, that's wild. Eric says toads are land-based and frogs are aquatic. I guess I should
exactly.
have maybe known that. I didn't know.
Well,
I
I didn't
didn't
really realize I thought that they did, like, kinda go in the water, but no, they only go in the water to, mate.
to me.
Mhm.
Yeah. So where would you keep your toad? Would you keep it in a little aquarium thing?
Yeah, you have to make it I don't know what they're called, but I would have to make him, like, a little environment thing in, like, a big container.
Mhm.
Or yeah, a him I don't know. Oh, yeah, female toads are, like, way bigger than male toads as well. So,
Interesting.
mhm.
And it's interesting that, toads have been associated with witches.
Yes. That's why I brought it up because I know that they have toads in Harry Potter, right?
Yeah.
You can choose, like, a toad, a rat, an owl, or a cat.
Yeah.
That rhymes.
So cute. Yeah.
I would definitely choose a cat.
Yeah.
You would choose
Eric
an owl.
what? I love owls. That's like yeah, that's one of my spirit animals,
Are we
owls.
Slytherins?
I think I'm a hybrid between Gryffindor and Slytherin.
Well, so is Harry.
Yeah, Harry was like that
So
too.
I think most people maybe, like, who are like us probably are.
Are like a hybrid of the 2? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys like Harry Potter out there? Because I love Harry Potter so much.
I don't even know that much about I know a little bit. I never read any of the books,
Yeah.
but I watched the movies.
There's a lot of magical wisdom in the Harry Potter books.
Mhm.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Tim says, "Have you ever read The Aquarian Conspiracy: Personal and Social Transformation in Our Time by Marilyn Ferguson?"
Never heard
I
of it.
have not read that, but I'm definitely gonna put that on my list for sure. And, yeah,
Thing.
we like books too. Books are good. Books are very good.
To be honest, I'm, like, the worst reader in the world. Like, Meg's always really good at reading books. I try to read a book, and it's just I can't, like, I don't know. I'm just a really bad, horrible reader.
What's the last book that you read?
Buddy Holly biography. I read biographies, like, that's easy, but then anything else, I'm like, I can't read this, I don't know why.
Well, that's you read that recently. It's not like you've never had a book re
Yeah, I know, but I don't read any, like I don't really read a lot of, like, spiritual books for some reason.
Yeah. I really like channeled books. I can't stop reading channeled books.
Yeah, that's cool.
The last book that I could not put down, this is like so Scorpio for me to bring this up right now. I think this was the last book
My
that I,
Thesis?
yeah.
I
Did
wanna read
you
that one too. I haven't read it.
read one?
No, you can bring it for me.
Okay, yeah, I'll bring it for you. This is Sunny's heard me talk about this like a million times. Annika Lucas is a Belgian elite sex slave survivor of the dark arts people. She's from Belgium. She started getting trafficked into the elite circles of the dark arts, high level people at 6 years old. She's all over YouTube. She's all over Rumble. There's interviews of her. And when you listen to her, you know right away this is someone who's not bullshitting. This is someone who's telling the truth. She's very eloquent and very into spirituality. And she wrote this book that I think came out last year or this year called Quest for Love: Memoir of a Child Sex Slave. And holy shit. I read this. Okay, so don't do what I did, you guys, if you get this book. I read it in less than 24 hours. I stayed up until 3 in the morning to finish it. And then that night, I had a paranormal experience where, in actually, when it got to sunrise, like, have you ever had where where you're half asleep, half awake? You know that you're awake, you're coming out of sleep, but you can't move your body.
Sleep paralysis.
Paralysis. So that happened to me. And I didn't have my eyes open, but I could see that there was like a really dark entity at my window looking at me and screaming. And I woke up and I smudged myself and I was like, okay, I shouldn't have read that book in less than
Yeah.
24 hours. She talks about, very honestly, her experience with the dark arts elites and being trafficked to the highest of the high level of people and what she had to go through. Unbelievable, unbelievable book.
I wonder
So,
how many people have had that kind of experience after reading her book.
yeah.
Because maybe other people have had that experience that are more open, or like, yeah, the demons are just like, oh, you're paying attention to me? I'm here. Like, it takes 2 seconds.
That's so true, and I didn't protect myself, so probably should have done some protection before I read that book.
So you
But
how did you deal with it? Did they just go away, or you woke up?
yeah, I just shook it off. I did some shaking, I did some smudging, went outside, ate some food, just got grounded. 'Cause yeah,
Did you
that's
tell it off or anything?
No, I didn't tell it off. It's interesting because where we are here, Jens's house in Belgium, we're on like medieval lands. Hi, Rachel. Very nice to see you. Um, Rachel is from Niagara area. You've definitely met Rachel before, Sunny.
Yeah.
You've met Rachel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, what was I gonna say?
Hi,
Oh
Rachel.
yeah. We're yeah, talking about Rachel, got distracted by Rachel. But in Belgium, where we are, we're actually right across a field from a Knights Templar complex that's over 1,000 years old. So there's a lot of energy here. There's a lot of spirits here, but I actually feel like the house and the land is very protected.
Mhm.
So I never feel any
That's why it
weird
was
ghosts.
outside of the window, right?
It was, yeah, I was outside of the
Can't
window.
come into your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And interesting, I'm sure Jens won't mind me sharing this, but there was one time he felt 2 gray aliens in the front yard before we were together, outside of the house on the front yard staring at him. And it wasn't, he didn't physically see them, but it was like a psychic experience. And he yelled at them energetically and they got very freaked out and then poof, vanished.
That's so interesting. Remember,
So,
I saw a spirit of a guy outside of your dad's window in Arizona. Remember
yeah.
that? And I couldn't sleep for like 3 days, and you felt so, but you're like, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, in the creepy cowboy town
There was
area.
a cowboy like haunting me every night, and I couldn't sleep, but he couldn't come in the room. He was just like outside staring in. That's so
Mhm.
weird.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Eric says, best to call in an angel or two before reading something like that. You're totally right, Eric.
Mhm.
Protection is a must in this world. That's something that honestly I don't think I do enough.
Calling in the angels.
Calling in the angels, doing protection, that's something I
Mhm.
need
Well,
to do more because
I
you
used
feel
to do this is gonna take us down a whole other rabbit hole. I used to play with Ouija boards every day, everybody. This is my confession. I used to play with Ouija boards, and it's a very interesting experience, but I wouldn't recommend it if you don't want to deal with the repercussions of all the doors to the astral realm of spooky, creepy crawlers that you're going to be allowing into your space. So,
Mhm.
anyways, I've had a lot of creepy experiences like that, Meg, and I started working with apophyllite crystals. Those that was like the specific crystal that really helped me like find my way back into the light and bring like light around me and to like eradicate demons basically. I mean, there's lots of crystals like selenite and black tourmaline is always a crystal that comes to my mind for those, but for some reason apophyllite, I think because it's naturally a pyramid shape, it grows into a pyramid shape and it's
Mhm.
clear, white. I don't know. There's just something special about apophyllite. So if anybody's dealing with like really creepy energy, look into getting some apophyllite crystals for show.
And do you have any apophyllite crystals on the Temple of Aqua?
I currently do not have any apophyllite, but I haven't had it in a while. So it's something that I do actually want to get. So when we're together, we can go get some if you want.
I'm gonna go get some.
Yes. Yeah. I don't have any apophyllite at the moment though.
Yeah. And that's a good segue to, do you want to talk about your starseed crystal journey and how you're a crystal Atlantean priestess and crystal shop and all that?
Okay. We're like, am I starting from the beginning or we're just talking
Start
about
from how you got into crystals, because you got into crystals way earlier than me, way earlier than I did.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, we've been into this stuff. We're Scorpios. We've been into this stuff since the beginning of time. And I had a stepmom who was also psychic. And I don't know why, but oh, sorry, someone's asking where my store is. It is based online. I think the links are in the description.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have a physical location yet, but maybe one day.
His crystal store website is templeofaqua.com.
Yes.
And I'll put it in the live chat and it's in the description. So you can check that out. Sorry, Sunny, go on.
That's okay. So I don't know why my stepmom thought it would be fun to do like a love spell on a guy that I liked. And I was like literally 13. I don't know. And so we went to
Oh my God.
we went to this witch shop, the occult shop in Toronto, and I got a rose quartz, and that was like my first crystal, basically. No, actually, that's a lie. Okay, this is too much. There's like too many layers to this story. The first, I don't even know how. I don't know where we're going with this. I've been working with crystals since I was a little kid and didn't even know, basically. But I got really consciously into it when I was like in my early teens, I should say. And if people don't know a lot about crystals or don't know how to feel the energy of crystals or don't know how to use crystals, I would always suggest just starting even off, if you want to, with tumbled stones or whatever crystal you want. I never say like, oh, you should, this is a starter crystal. If you're attracted to a certain crystal that may be advanced, like it doesn't matter, just get it and put it under your pillow. Sleep with it under your pillow, because when you're asleep, your subconscious mind is active and you're understanding the energy of the crystals while you're asleep. You can feel it and you have certain experiences with it because you're more open to the higher frequency. And then when you're awake, you'll start to understand their energy because you've been absorbing it while you're asleep. I don't know if that makes sense.
That totally makes sense. Yeah.
So that's what I did basically. I just had a bunch of tumbled stones because that's what I could afford when I was a kid. And I just put them all in a little bag and slept with them under my pillow. And I had a lot of crazy experiences. But really cool thing is the first crystal I ever saw is this big sulfur crystal from Sicily that my great grandfather mined. And he was a crystal miner, which is crazy because now I work with crystals. And I actually visited the mine that he worked at this past summer. And my grandparents gave me the sulfur crystal that he brought back from Sicily. So that's really cool.
And your Nono brought that sulfur crystal onto the ship that he immigrated to Canada on.
Yes. So
right?
My great grandfather mined it. And then my grandfather, his son, brought it to Canada.
That is freaking crazy.
I know. It's old. It's from like the 30s, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is cool. So yeah, so when was it, Sunny, that, because you've always been really, really into crystals, you've been a crystal healer and a crystal witch. When was it that you started your Instagram, the Scorpling shop?
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was like my first Instagram page for, like back in 2011, I think, when Instagram came out. Isn't that crazy? Instagram's like 12 years old.
Back then?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I think I was called Scorpling and then Crystalline Scorpling or something. Crystalline Scorpling is what I called my business when I was a kid, but I don't know anything about business and I didn't have anybody telling me, like, you know, guiding me in that realm. So I just made like crystal necklaces and I was just selling or trying to sell crystal necklaces on Instagram.
So wait, Okay, so sorry to interrupt you. Sunny has her moon in Aquarius. I hope you don't mind me saying, and her top aspect is Jupiter sextile Uranus. So wait, I'm finding out.
I thought my top aspect was Chiron.
You may have two top aspects, but one of them is Jupiter sextile Uranus. So wait, I'm your best friend, and I'm just realizing right now that were you one of the innovators of the crystal trend on Instagram?
I don't think so, because I didn't have that many followers and I wasn't taking it like super seriously. But if I did, I feel like I could have been. Yeah, for sure.
So wait, but when did you start that? 2011, 2012?
Yeah, I was just taking pictures of crystals and posting them on Instagram.
So that was way before all of these crystal accounts started coming out. Because now on Instagram, there's so many crystal shops, so many crystal accounts. So people like Sunny that have Aquarius placements or Uranus and Aquarius in their top aspects, they're the trendsetters and the innovators. And you're always doing things that people start to actually copy you later.
I don't know if you're copying me. My mom always used to say that to me too when I was younger. Like I would start wearing something and then like the next season it would like be like the biggest style. And
yeah,
like,
Aquarians are the trendsetters and they're 10 steps ahead of everyone else.
Weird.
I would say that. So, okay, so that's crazy. So I forgot then or didn't realize that you actually started doing that 2011, 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And then when was it that you started doing your crystal live sales?
2019. I was just like in 2018, I actually like designed a website and was selling my jewelry that at the time I was calling them Atlantis amulets. Remember, I used to make those clay jewelry.
Yes,
You still have some, don't you?
I do, yeah.
I don't make those anymore, but I think Jupiter was in Scorpio at that time too, and my Jupiter's in Scorpio. So I don't know. At that moment, I was just like, I need to take this seriously because like I can't work for anybody, and you got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then in 2019, I started doing live sales, and then it just kind of went from there. Lots of evolving and still making jewelry, which is one of my favorite things to do. So.
Yeah. And for people that don't know, there's this whole trend, this whole huge global community of crystal sellers and crystal lovers that are a part of something called, what would you call it? Like crystal live shows or live?
Yeah, people sell crystals live on Instagram. But I mean, in the realm of crystals too, there's like different tastes and there's different like types of crystals. So I started off selling all kinds of crystals and I thought I wanted to be like a variety shop and stuff like that. But then there's certain crystals that I really gravitate towards and I'm doing like really deep work with them because they each like have their own like little deva inside of them and they tell me a lot of information about them. And I'm like, I can't do that with like thousands of crystals. So I'm more of a boutique and I went more the route of what I'm interested in and what I want in my collection is what I'm trying to acquire to curate and sell to you guys. So I specialize more in like high quality, smaller gems, especially aquamarine because it's my favorite crystal, and handmade jewelry.
And what would you say? And yeah, and Sunny is a real deal crystal priestess. She sees them, she can hear them.
Yeah.
She curates and picks the highest quality crystals. So if you'd like to check out her online crystal store, that's templeofaqua.com. And we've got the link in the description below under Sunny's links. And you're so creative. You designed this logo. You're so creative and amazing.
Well, I actually keep my aquamarine crystals in like a little blue chalice like that. So I thought that would be a cool logo.
Yeah.
Because we used to be called the Scorpling Shop. I totally rebranded and I totally like changed everything in March of this year. And I started making my crystal juju. I have a lot of Evil Eyes gonna come out soon, you guys. But right now the website does need to be restocked, so that's going to be happening soon. There's not a lot of stuff left. We've been selling stuff, which is good.
You pick amazing crystals, you take amazing pictures, you have a beautiful website, and you do your live sales and updates on your Instagram page.
I think my next live sale is on Friday. Yes.
That's yeah.
PM EST.
Temple of Aqua. So do you want to talk a bit because some people may not be familiar with crystals. It's like, what the heck is the big deal with crystals? Some people may be thinking, what is the big deal with crystals? Why do crystals matter? And why are they so great to work with? Why are they great allies for us?
Well, crystals are like pure crystalline beings that grow in the earth. So it's like literally the earth's artwork. And it's funny to me when people don't think that crystals like hold any value or matter, because it's like, don't you eat food?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, Rachel. You know what I mean? Like you get sustenance from food, and the earth grows the food. So why would a crystal be worse than that? Because you're afraid to believe that the energy will affect you. But beyond that, crystals are made out of minerals, and we have minerals in our body, and we need certain minerals too. And silica, which is most crystals are made of silica, is within our entire body. It's our bones, the fluid in our blood, and what's it called? The spinal fluid, the fluid between our brain and our skull. There's crystals in our pineal gland. You know what I mean? So, and crystals hold memory. And going back to what we were talking about, what did I want to say? Oh, cutting people off from God. You can't do that, because we're literally made out of crystals too, and crystals hold memory. And the earth is made out of crystals. The earth is a crystal. It's a living being, and you can't disconnect us from like what already is. Like, it's in our bodies. Like, no matter what, no matter how many people want to maybe deny or be asleep, but there's going to be a point where something's going to click. It's still inside of you. Something's going to trigger a memory or an emotion or an awakening. And that's why crystals are important, because they have such a high frequency that we can level up to, basically. Thank you.
Tim says, have you ever seen the Nika mine cave? Where's that? Biggest
It's in Mexico. It's a selenite mine, Nika selenite. You've seen that. Have you seen that?
Maybe I have seen
I think
that.
you have. It's like a really high quality selenite. Yeah. Gypsum. Yeah. Selenite's really cool. I mean, high quality crystals of like any version of a crystal, like the high quality is just like, it's so awesome. And when people say, I mean, everything's energy. You can pick up a rock and connect to it. It doesn't matter how much it is or how beautiful it is or how high quality it is. But the high quality crystals, you can really obviously feel a difference. And I don't know, they're just like more pristine, and they're just more exciting to me.
Wow, I
Tibetan quartz right here.
Oh, so cute. Wait, I'll put you on the screen so we can see.
No, it's okay. Oh, this is a Tibetan quartz with an anhydro. If you see like this little circle, it's kind of rubbing off. That's where the anhydro is. So these are from the Himalayan mountains in Tibet, from Ganesha Mountain, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And they have carbon in them. They're like really high quality, high frequency quartz. Super cool. Those will be on the next live sale.
Did you say those? Did you say those were Tibetan or Himalayan?
Tibetan, from the Himalayan mountains in Tibet.
And do you want to explain the process of how they get those Himalayan crystals? Because it's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, it's all on foot, and they have to do it at the warmer season. So like in the summertime. So like right now they're probably mining. I mean, I don't know how warm it is there up on those mountains still, but yeah, they can't bring any machines up there because it's so high. So they have to like take days to climb and camp in the Himalayan mountains, and they mine everything by hand. And even now, like the mountain is probably very frozen. So it's probably so hard to like get the quartz out of the mountain, and then they all carry them down on their backs. So if you ever see a Himalayan quartz and you don't understand why it's like higher price than like a quartz from Brazil, it's because first of all, they're super beautiful. They're super clear. They have like very high clarity, but then it's also the whole mining process of it. And that's an issue that I have with some people. Like people ask me to do like shows and stuff, and I don't want to sell my crystals at shows unless it's a show specified for crystals, because it's really hard to explain to people why crystals are valuable. If people don't get it, they don't get it. And it's kind of silly to me. Like, wouldn't you just like, isn't it obvious? Like, they take thousands to millions of years to grow in the ground, and they're like perfect structures. Like, and also the mining process, and everybody needs to get paid fairly. And mining is not an easy job. It's really scary. It's risk. It's a risk. You could die at any moment. And there's men out there willing to do that. And that's amazing. I would love to mine. It's scary.
That would be very cool. Maybe we're going to do some mining this summer.
Yeah,
That
that'd
would
be fun in Arkansas.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because Taurus, the sign Taurus in astrology, rules crystals, minerals, gold, silver, and we've got Jupiter in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus. So I made a prediction back when Julie and I did the Astro decode, I think, on Jupiter going into Taurus, that I think crystals are going to actually go up in value. It's not just gold and silver, but actually high quality crystals like gold and silver go up in value over time. Am I correct with that?
Yeah, and that's another thing I want to say too to some collectors. There's nothing wrong with liking carved or polished stuff, of course, like they're beautiful, but when it comes to value, like those don't hold the same amount of value as a natural unpolished or uncarved crystal would hold. And it's silly to me sometimes because, well, I understand, again, it's like more of the labor cost on polished and carved stuff. People have to actually take the time to work and use the machines to carve them. But there's nothing more valuable than a natural crystal, and it's the way it comes out of the earth. So if you want to invest in crystals, I would suggest investing in natural crystals that haven't been polished or carved.
What do you think? And we love crystals for their energy and their friends that we can have around us. But if someone wanted to like start actually investing in crystals, collecting crystals and as an investment, what crystals would you recommend for that at the moment?
A lot. Like tourmaline, like really high quality tourmalines from Pakistan, Afghanistan, Brazil. There's tourmalines all over the place, even from California. And American minerals, if you can find like a high quality American mineral, they are very expensive. But those are like some of the top tier minerals that you can get. And I don't know if a lot of people know, but tourmaline can actually be like every color. And there's some tourmalines that have multiple colors. They could be like 10 colors at once. And when you, I've never held like a larger piece of tourmaline before, but I can't wait for the day that I can and will, because yeah, they're probably some of the highest priced gems out there.
And what is it so special about tourmaline? Why is it so special?
I think because when it's like high quality, it's just like so beautiful. And the fact that yeah, it's very gemmy. Yeah, those are all the different kinds of tourmaline. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I think it's just they're so beautiful, I think. And they can be very large. I don't know. I think, and I think too, like the fact that they can be so many colors at once is like a big selling feature for sure.
Yeah. So cool. Awesome. Do you have any cool crystals that you can show us? Oh, this is a picture of that, what Tim said, that, what's it called? Nika mine?
Yeah.
Nika mine in Mexico. Look at that.
Yeah. Those are big selenite.
Guacamole.
Yeah. I don't think the mine's even open anymore. So if you do find Nika selenite, it is very expensive. It would be already anyways, because it's a very high quality, but yeah, it's crazy.
That is freaking crazy. Do you have any cool crystals that you can show us from your personal collection? Or
I have some crystals over there. I can grab one that's a good collector's piece. Hold on.
Cool. Yeah, Sunny's house is filled with really magical, amazing crystals. Yeah.
What should I get?
Whichever ones you're feeling to share.
Okay.
Judy P says, Sunny, how old are you? This is so weird. One of my characters sounds just like you in my young adult books.
Really?
Here's Sunny. The character's name is Sky, Sun and Sky. She's 17 in the story.
Wow. That's interesting.
Interesting.
I'm 28, but I bet a lot of people think I'm 17. Okay, we'll start with this one. This is another quartz because we're into the quartz. This is from Colombia. These are Lemurian quartz from Colombia. They discovered Lemurian quartz in Colombia recently, and they're very high quality.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those yet.
No, they're super high quality.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Look, do you see how the light that's coming off of it? Like how the light's coming off of it?
Can you put one aside? Because I want one now.
Oh, I don't have any more, but we can get some.
That's yours. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is mine.
Oh my God, that looks amazing.
Yeah, and it has something called an Isis face too, which is when a face has 5 sides. So it connects to the goddess Isis.
That's super rare, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh
So that's
my.
a cool one. But this is like really good collector's piece. This is a piece of calcite from Tennessee. It's called Stellar Beam Calcite or Elmwood Calcite. The mine's called Elmwood. And these are pretty expensive. I don't really know what's going on with the mine. I'm not sure if the mine is open anymore, but these go for a lot. And the really funny thing about this piece is it was in a museum at the Tucson Gem Show from really prestigious crystal collectors called Crystal Classics Limited in England. And the local crystal supplier bought out their whole collection and then sold all these museum pieces at like the crazy prices. It's insane. So something like this should be like $4,000. And I bought it for $200 Canadian. Yeah, it should be $4,000 American. I bought it $200 Canadian, and it was mined the year that I was born.
Holy guacamole.
So yeah, I'm never getting rid of this. Like the bottom's like so flat, and then there's just like a sticker from it from their collection. You can see it. I don't know. It says Elmwood,
Wow.
Tennessee. Yeah.
That is so special.
It's filled with rainbows. Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it filled with rainbows?
It does. Yeah, calcite always has rainbows. So yeah, that's definitely a collector's piece. Something that you won't find for that much money. So I definitely am going to keep that.
That's
and yeah. Do you want one more?
Yeah, show us more.
I
Show
just
us
thought this would be cool. It's funny I'm not showing any aquamarines. I love aquamarine, but we have some aquamarine decked out on here. So this is like a really small thumbnail. This is called mimetite. And the reason why this one is so special is because mimetite doesn't often crystallize like in this quality. You can usually find it in like little balls. They're called botryoidal, and they're like kind of matte and not like actually crystallized. It's more of just like a mineral. So this one's really special because it's like a full mimetite crystal, and this one is from South Africa, I think. Yeah,
that is really freaking cool.
Yeah, so I think this one was mined in the 80s, maybe.
Wow.
Oh, also I fell upon this crystal by accident. I didn't even know that I was buying it. I don't know how, but it ended up in like one of my boxes and I didn't even know. So yeah. Do you backlight your larger crystals? I don't have any like proper crystal lighting, but one day, you know, when I have like a proper like in-store shop, like we'll definitely have all the cool lighting. I'm going to be the cool crystal shop. It's going to be black because crystals grow in blackness. So when you walk into crystal shops, I know it's like an aesthetic and it's peaceful and everybody has like all white and stuff like that with windows. Like, no, we're going to be in a black cave, in a quartz cave.
Zone.
Yes. I have a few ideas for a shop. Like I definitely want to have an area where it's like literally like a dark cave looking thing. But then I do want to have like a more like nice, like a boutique, but all in the same building.
So cool. Well, thank you for showing us your crystal friend, Sunny.
Yeah,
and you guys check out Sunny's store at templeofaqua.com and her Instagram, Temple of Aqua, and the links are in the description below.
Oh, sorry. Can I say something?
Of course.
Okay. On my website, if you guys are interested in learning about crystal properties, I actually wrote all of my crystal properties on my website. In the menu, you'll see crystal properties, and not every crystal is on there yet, of course, because I haven't worked with every crystal that there is yet. But those are all from my personal experience of meditating and working with them for over the years. And then under that category as well, there is quartz formations. So information that I picked up on different quartz formations, if you're interested in that, because a lot of people think, oh, it's just quartz, whatever. But quartz can be so many different things. It can grow in so many different ways. It can have so many different inclusions or so many different like just etchings and just stuff, the way it grows, the shapes and stuff. So that also affects the type of energy the crystal will have. So yeah.
Am I blind, Sunny? Why I can't see quartz formations?
Oh, so sorry, go back into the menu.
Okay.
It's under so crystal properties.
Yeah.
and then
Oh, okay,
crystal
crystal.
formations. Sorry.
This is amazing that you wrote this all yourself. You're such a moon in Aquarius and Jupiter trine. You made this beautiful website all on your own. You did this all by yourself, the photography, the website. I mean,
Thank you.
it's
And
awesome.
I always think it's never good enough.
No, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful
you.
website.
Thank you. I do what I can with what I got.
Amazing. So, okay, so you were saying that for crystal formations, you wrote that on there as well.
Mhm.
That's cool because that is important that I think not a lot of people know if they're not super into crystals, the actual shape, like you were saying, and the amount of faces, and what certain lines mean and shapes. So
Mhm.
that's awesome that you did that. So cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, so very, very cool. So should we do something a little special right now, Sunny, since the North Node has just gone into Aries? We're both psychic intuitives. We're both Scorpios.
And we're both Scorplings.
We're
Yes.
both Scorpions. Would you
I
guys like?
feel this nodal shift like so hardcore.
I know I'm
I
feeling
don't
it too.
remember if I felt like this when I think I was nervous because I just had my opposite nodal return.
You just had your opposite nodal return. Oh yeah, because your North Node is in Scorpio, South Node Taurus. Right.
Yeah. So I was like nervous about that, but I don't know. I guess some things did happen. I mean, I went to Sicily.
You did go to Sicily.
That kind
You
of makes sense
always
with my
talk about
karma.
Sicily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I feel like this next one, maybe because the pressure isn't so much on me now, I feel like with the nodes aren't in like my nodal signs, I feel like I have more like room to play or something.
Mm-hmm.
So good luck to all the Aries, Libra, and Aries, Libra node people out there because it's going to feel like there's a little bit of pressure on you. But I still feel like even though there's pressure on you, there's going to be things that you've been wanting for so long that will actually happen. And maybe not in the way that you think that they would happen, but even better.
Rachel says my North Node is in Aries.
Okay, well, get ready for something beautiful to happen in your life that you've been wishing for or wanting for a long time.
Yeah. Buckle up, Rachie, because it's going to get really intense and things that maybe haven't manifested that you've wanted to happen for a while, like it will happen when the North Node is in Aries, if there's anything like that. So
you think so? So for me, I feel like that did happen, but at the same time, it was like preparing me to have those things happen for now because there's less pressure on me now. Like I feel like I took all what I needed to figure out and work through, and now the nodal blessings are happening like this year for me. I don't know if that makes sense.
Totally makes
pressure.
Scorpio North Node is a lot different than Aries North Node. Scorpio is like having to deal with your inner work and your shadow side and intense things coming up. North Node in Aries it's fast, it's moving ahead, it's action. It's, I think, a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm. That's true too.
But yeah, that could be the case for you too, Rachel. But yeah, really powerful time nonetheless. So what Sunny and I are thinking of doing, and wow, we've already been chatting for an hour. We're having so much fun with you guys.
How long do you usually do this for?
For as long as we want.
Okay.
So would you guys like us to go through each of the sun rising signs and do a North Node reading on each of the signs? Yes or no? Let us know in the comments because we are feeling to do that. Are you feeling up to doing that, Sunny?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, because this is a really, really powerful transit.
Oh, we should go live when we're in our new next location too. What's
our next location? I'm having a brain fart. Oh, our next location. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Ooh, we could go live and with our little EMF readers too.
Yes, we're going to be doing some traveling down south this summer, road tripping. Yeah. So should we share where we're going to go or we're going to keep it secret?
I don't mind. Yeah, we can share.
Even with Sophie, at one point, we're going to be with Sophie.
Oh, yeah. So we can do some stuff with Sophie too. I'm sure there's some haunted stuff around there too. Or me and Sophie can just nerd out over our beloved Pleiadian prince.
Yeah. So we're going to be going to New Orleans and we're going to be going to Memphis, Tennessee. So that's going to be super exciting.
We're going to Elvis week.
We're going to Elvis week because I love Elvis, but Sunny loves Elvis. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Because that's I'm just, do you want to
There's
talk?
so much to talk about.
We have so much to
I
talk.
feel
Okay.
bad because I feel like I'm talking more than you, but I know it's like
No,
you're the host.
this is, I want to introduce you to all my friends, and you're my best friend and soul sister. So, yeah. Okay. But we're going to do the North Node readings for each of the signs. But do you want to talk a bit about your connection to Elvis? Because that's really interesting.
Okay. And you know what I find interesting too is that a lot of people actually have this. I thought like just like me and you, thought we were the only people in the world that were like us. I thought so dumb because Elvis is like the most influential music artist within the past like 100 years, or one of them at least, one of the top 10. I thought I was like the only one that had this connection with Elvis, but it's like, no, so many people have this connection with Elvis. It's very interesting. Anyways, so yeah, like I was a little starseed kid all alone. Didn't have anybody to relate to. All of a sudden, I find this Elvis tape. I listen to it and I'm like, oh, like the voice. I just felt like his spirit come through the voice so much. I was just like enamored, and it was like I got activated because Elvis is also an activator. And then my mom told me that she had some Elvis like biographies and stuff at home on tape, and I was like, whoa, okay. So I watched that, and as soon as I saw him perform, like it was over for me. I was like, that's what I want to do. And I felt so connected to him. I saw he's so authentically himself, and he's so at home on stage being an entertainer and like sharing that light. Like he's just, that's a beautiful performance too. If you guys want to watch that, If I Can Dream. I just felt like I just felt recognition from him, and I felt like I knew him, and I felt like I was similar to him, and I felt like he was like my guide. And yeah, so I just have always loved Elvis since I was a kid and had a strong spiritual connection with him, and he basically taught me how to sing, and he is my biggest musical influence, which led me to all of his musical influences, which are also now my biggest influences as well. Sorry, I can't talk. And yeah, I just have like a very strong, close spiritual connection with Elvis, as do many people who love Elvis. It's a very spiritual because he was a very, I think, advanced soul, and that's why his life was like so crazy. But because he was living in a world that didn't nurture that.
Sorry, a video just started. Sorry.
What was that?
Sorry, I'm trying to find a video of us the last time we went to Memphis.
Oh.
It started playing. And what do you think is like the spiritual activating energies that Elvis shares with us?
Well, I always call him a Pleiadian prince. I think that he has always been a part of some type of royalty, whether it's extraterrestrial or on Earth. I think he's just a very, very bright light and who awakens and activates people's kundalini or people's sacral chakras and people's creative energy. He's a very strong creative force that activates other people. He's like an alien here, channeling his medicine through his song and like awakening other people. And I feel like, yeah, he has like a following in space. I feel like, I don't know if he's ever had, I don't know. He has a space harem. Let's just say that.
A space.
Yeah, he has a space harem, and he had a harem here on freaking Earth too. As everybody knows, he had like a million girlfriends, like obviously.
Yeah, for sure. And Lindy says, just like our Sophie, an Elvis lover. Yeah.
So weird.
That's so weird.
Another weird thing too about Sophie is that Sophie actually created Elvis cards. And that's something that I've been wanting to do for so long. So when I found out that she did that, I was like, holy crap. Like there's so many people out there that it's just weird. Like that we're all like connected like this and you don't even know.
Yeah. And Sophie loves Elvis so much like you. And I'm so excited for you guys to meet each other when we all go like an Elvis this week. It's going to be so much fun.
My mom's coming too.
Yeah. And are you going to be embarrassed if I share the picture of us at Elvis's grave?
No, you're the one that's crying.
This is us at when we went
to Meg's face.
Look at my face.
You're like,
I
she was so special.
Elvis. I was just
It's sad that, you know, the sad thing is there's gonna be 2 extra graves this time.
that is so sad.
Because since then, Elvis's grandson has passed away and his daughter just passed away this year.
Oh my God. So there's going to be two. So whose graves were there when we went there in 2018?
Vernon Presley and Gladys Presley and Elvis Presley.
And now
And Elvis wanted to get Jesse, his twin that died at birth, but they couldn't find his grave.
wow.
They wanted to bring him to Graceland, but they couldn't find it.
So now there's going to be Lisa Marie Presley and the great grandson of Elvis.
Elvis's grandson, Benjamin. Yeah.
Elvis's grandson, Benjamin. Wow. So there's going to be 5 graves there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have another picture of us crying at the graves. I'm going to get emotional because I love Elvis. I'm not as much of an Elvis freak as you, but I've always loved Lisa Marie as well. Thought she was a really great artist and authentic person. And I always loved her voice and her music as well. So that's going to hit me hard seeing that.
Yeah, it's really sad.
That's
She
really
lived a very hard life. Like their bloodline, their karma bloodline, like is crazy. I hope that Lisa's daughters can like heal that because there's obviously something going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Love his gospel too. Yeah.
His gospel music is absolutely amazing. So yeah, how about we get into doing some readings for each of the signs for the North Node? Everyone's going, yes, please, yes, please, yes, yes, yes. So yeah, we can do that. And we'll go through each of the signs and you can listen for your sun sign and your rising sign. And also your moon sign if you want to. So as we go through the signs, pay attention to what your sun sign is and your rising sign is. And we're asking what is the overall themes for each of the signs with this nodal shift, the North Node going into Aries. Does that sound good, Sunny?
And if you have any yes or no questions too, we can ask the copper rods.
Yeah, Sunny uses copper rods as well, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So let's start with the Aries sun and risings. Okay. So for Aries, with the North Node being in Aries, this is going to be happening in obviously the first house of Aries. So with the North Node, if you're an Aries sun or rising, this is very much a auspicious, destined time. Actually, a time where you can step into your purpose. And even with the North Node being in your first house, it's very much about self and self-identity and being seen and fearlessness. And for Aries, sun, moon, and risings, and also North Node in Aries, it's about really fully stepping into your power and letting go of other people's projections. So that's going to be really highlighted for Aries, sun, moon, risings, is their relationships with other people, what's being projected onto them, what serves them, what relationships serve them, and what they need to be stepping into more in their life, having to do with their purpose and their self-identity, what they need to get seen for. What are you feeling just kind of intuitively, Sunny, for the Aries, sun, and risings, or astrologically, something that you're seeing?
I don't know. I was gonna let you talk about the astrology, and then I was just gonna maybe pull cards and stuff. But yeah,
you want to pull cards? You can pull cards.
Yeah, sure. And it's funny actually. My friend is staying with me, and she's an Aries, and I haven't looked up her birth chart yet because she doesn't know her time. So I'm like, can you please ask your mom, because she doesn't know anything about astrology, so she's a little bit afraid of it. But I told her basically like what you said, that it's going to be like a really highly activating time for her to step into like what she actually really, really wants. Instead of, I find too, it's interesting that Aries, a lot of them kind of like have to, it's funny because they're like the opposite of Libra, but they have like the similarity where they have to deal with like a lot of people's stuff all the time. And people just will come up to an Aries and just like tell them all their problems. And then the Aries is the one that has to fix it. So so the North Node in their first house definitely probably will help them, do more or dedicate more time to like what they actually need to accomplish rather than like taking on everyone else's problems and fixing everything.
Mhm.
Which is
Yeah.
funny because a lot of people think that Aries are selfish, and there are aspects to Aries that can be selfish, but it's like they're dealing with everybody's stuff all the time, and they're very strong personalities. So it can seem like they're being selfish at certain times, but it's like they don't have another choice or they're going to go freaking insane. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And they're serving themselves. So, and that's not selfish. Like you can't really function if you're not yourself or taking
Yeah.
care of yourself. So, I
Yeah,
don't
that's totally true. And I made a note that I forgot to say. I feel like the North Node for each of the signs is about where are we receiving opportunities and blessings to become more assertive and self-empowered. So
know.
for the North Node in the first house for Aries, it's being more assertive and self-empowered in really truly being yourself, because the first house of Aries is being seen, self-identity, and letting go of, like Sunny was saying, the relationships, other people's projections, also other people's drama, like
That's
Sunny's saying.
exactly what I'm talking about. People's drama. Yeah.
Totally notice that with Aries is people want them to be a part of their drama because they're very naturally confident and full of life. And sometimes people want to pull people into things that have a lot of light and energy to bring them into that drama and, feed the energy.
But also like Aries get shit done too. So if somebody does need help, they're smart to maybe call on the help of an Aries as well, because the Aries, if they care, will get it done.
Yeah, that's totally true. So that's also, first house is being seen, getting things done, being busy, being out there in the world. So I think this is going to be a very busy time for Aries, where, like you said, Sunny, people are going to be calling on them because they are the natural leaders and protectors and, movers and shakers, so to speak. So do you want to pull some cards for Aries?
Sure. So for Aries North Node, please spirit my hair. Me and my Leo rising with my hair. I'm always like, okay. That's the first house. Oh my God. What do I look like? Okay.
You look beautiful.
Okay. So Aries, rising, and sun. The energy that we're pulling a crystal card. So this will be a crystal energy that will be with you. Maybe it's something that you might want to get. Okay. So for Aries, wow, we have rhodonite, which is all about patience, and it's all about being in the heart center, which sometimes it's funny because Aries are very giving in certain ways, but I feel like a lot of times too, it's harder for them to stay in their heart center without getting like aggravated or without getting really frustrated or without like balancing that stress out with like a bad habit or something. So Aries takes on so much stress that sometimes like whatever your what's the word is your vice is. So maybe drinking or smoking or just over excessively doing something that's not benefiting your health. So I feel like the stone rhodonite is talking about how, because we are going to be really busy and you are going to be called upon, we're going to need more patience, because Aries is also can be very aggressive and can be quick to anger, and that's like the first house too, is our reactions and stuff. So definitely focus on some maybe like heart chakra meditations, or just simply meditating before and bed and after bed to just really do something healthy that releases the stress, because Aries is not very patient, which is very funny too.
That is so true.
Yeah. So really, and not taking anything like, if you're dealing with lots of people's stuff, don't take it like personally, and don't like absorb it, and don't try to mask it or cover it up with a bad habit. Like just really try to practice patience and being grounded within yourself and still holding like that Aries strength. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. That's the perfect card for Aries.
I know. So it doesn't have to be rhodonite, but you can get any pink or green crystal that will help you connect with the heart center. Do you want me to pick other cards as well?
You can do whatever you feel. Yeah.
Okay. So that's your crystal card, and your message from the crystal is patience.
And it's funny because I've been feeling your crystal cards all day today.
Really?
And when we spoke earlier, you were like, I don't know if I want to do the crystal cards because they have but I'm happy that you pulled them because those are powerful.
Yeah. So, well, okay, whatever. Never mind. We're gonna do tarot for the Aries rising sun, just to get a little clarified. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I don't know how many cards want to come out. Maybe 2. We'll do 2. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we got the 2 of Cups reversed. So to me, that means that there will be like a highlight on relationships and having patience in relationships, and maybe having hard talks that you've maybe been avoiding, or noticing maybe like also toxic patterns in certain relationships, maybe having to end some friendships, maybe having to have like hard conversations with your family members or even your partners. A lot of focus will be on relationship because, again, you're taking on so much stuff. There's so much pressure on you, and you need to stay in your heart space and be centered, be patient. And then we literally got the card of Aries, which is the Emperor.
That is so cool.
So this is just a confirmation that you don't worry, like you have your shit together, basically. Like there's a structure. Keep a structure. Oh yeah, maybe like making a new schedule for yourself that involves a practice of patience or some type of self-care. Aries should add something into their routine every day that is about self-care, that can help you keep that patience. Because if there's, so let's say you do whatever your self-care routine you have, whether it's working out, which is very Aries, or whether it's getting a massage or doing a meditation, whatever that looks like for you, throughout the day, when you start feeling like you're getting like angry or like impatient, or you're gonna freak out, you can mentally take yourself back to that time where in the day where you were peaceful during your self-care routine. So that is something to pay attention to, or do. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally cool.
You can mentally bring yourself back to that peaceful state when you feel like the fire is coming up and you're gonna freak out.
Yeah. Because Aries are our fiery dragons. They're one of our fiery dragon signs.
Yeah. It's about holding patience for sure for you this year, and doing all the hard things that you were afraid to do, but you could totally do, especially when you have patience, because you'll have more clarity and it will be less of an angry reaction or something, or a quick reaction. So that's hard for Aries. That's not going to be easy.
That's not easy. Yeah.
No.
Not easy for Aries.
No.
So cool. Thank you, Sunny. Okay, awesome. Let's go to Taurus risings and suns, which happens to be my rising sign. Yay, Taurus risings. Yeah, us Taurus risings.
Everybody loves Meg. Everyone's like, oh my God, she's so nice. I love, like, her rising is Taurus.
Yeah, but really, I'm a crazy Scorpio, y'all.
Yeah, if you guys should see how Meg talks to me sometimes in private, how her feelings when they come out, when she feels safe to let her feelings out. It's pretty funny. I don't think anybody knows.
I think
that's like me too.
I think you, Jens, my family,
like people that you're really close to will see like the
only people that, I guess that's maybe for everyone, but
wrath.
I can be really moody sometimes, to be honest with you guys. I have Mars in Cancer and I'm a Scorpio. So yeah, Sunny sees my diva moodiness sometimes. So yeah, for us Taurus risings, we've been getting hammered, by the way.
Getting hammered?
No, not getting hammered with the alcohol. I mean, getting hammered with the energies. Tauruses and Scorpios. And why this is, and what I've got up here, I've brought the whole sign chart for each of the rising signs. Okay, so it's starting at 0 degrees. Okay, so you want to check where exactly you have your rising sign at 1 degree, because the North Node may be in a certain house for a little bit of the transit through Aries and then another one. So we're just looking at from 0 degrees all the way through. But Scorpios and Tauruses, we've been having a lot of transits, planets transiting over our 12th house and 6th house. And why I'm saying Taurus and Scorpios, because they're opposite signs. And these are not the most fun houses. I'll just be honest with you guys. They're good because every house in astrology rules something, important. But the 12th house is the house of Pisces. So us Taurus risings, and we'll get to Scorpios in a little bit. This is one of the most sensitive houses. It's sensitivity, emotionally and psychically. It's our spirituality, our creativity, our private world, being behind the scenes. So for Taurus risings,
Also
the North, sorry?
sleep.
Also sleep. Yeah, you're totally right. Sleep and dreams. So for Taurus risings, it's very much about being more assertive and self-empowered with our spiritual practices, with our spiritual self, and anything creatively that we're into as well. That really goes for me particularly because I need to be, I want to be putting more time towards my musical practice, which is creative that I do. So we're a lot more spiritually in tune with the cosmos and our creativity, and like Sunny said, our sleep. So we can gain a lot of self-empoweredness by doing some kind of spiritual practice on a regular basis or creative practice. And Pisces is also, 12th house of Pisces is behind the scenes work. So it's interesting because Aries, you guys, it's like you're out there and being seen, and it's the North Node in the first house. But for us Taurus risings, like me, for example, you guys, joining Beyond Mystic and doing all these live shows, I'm doing this from my home in the countryside of Belgium. That's 12th house of Pisces. I don't have anyone around me that I know from Canada. I'm in a completely different country.
And your sleeping hours are very strange now too.
My sleeping hours are very strange now too. So it's like I'm doing something that goes out in the world, but I'm doing it from behind the scenes, if that makes sense. So working behind the scenes can be very fruitful. So yeah, for Taurus risings, that's what the North Node in Aries is really about for us. And I want to mention too that it's very positive that we've got Jupiter in Taurus right now. For anyone that has Sun, Moon, Rising Taurus, or any major placements in Taurus, this is a very lucky and abundant and blessed time for us when you have Jupiter in one of your major placements. And we've also got Venus going retrograde on July 22nd. So like I mentioned earlier in the video, let me know if any of you Taurians like myself or Taurus placements like myself are feeling more tired or feeling any shifts the past week.
Mike's
Because
really tired.
is he really?
He's been so tired, yeah.
And Taurus, and he's Taurus moon. Okay, so I might have made a new
And
astrological.
his North Node is Taurus too. So he just had his nodal return.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah,
So, yeah. Hi, Richard Farmer Dick in the comments. You're a Taurus. He's a Taurus too. Have you been feeling more tired? Richard and Sherry, let us know, the Tauruses out there or the Taurus rising.
With Aries now going in the 12th house, it might be that you're less tired or that you're able to work through the things that are making you tired, because Aries is a lot of energy, and then the 12th house is like the house of sleep and stuff. You know what I mean? So you might be less tired with the North Node in the 12th house now. Yeah. If you've been feeling tired. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be like a little bit of a transitional period, but within the next coming months, you'll probably be less tired.
Yeah, that makes sense. And with Venus going retrograde too, that could have something to do with it because Venus is the ruler of Taurus for the next 2 months. So yeah, Richard says, tired, haven't slept well in many days. Samantha says, yes, I have my Taurus North Node. Okay, so we're going through that. So yeah, even when I drink coffee, which usually spruces me up, it's like doing nothing. So
yeah. You guys need to sleep.
Yeah. So, okay, Sunny, you want to pull some?
Let's do some crystal, see what your crystal is for this next year and a half with the Aries North Node, Taurus, Suns, and Rising. Please, Spirit. Which crystal wants to teach them something?
Celeste says Aries, Taurus moon, 2 naps yesterday, only 1 today.
Yes, I had a feeling this card was going to come out for somebody. This is the Charoite crystal, which is a very interesting crystal that comes from Russia. It's very deep purple. It's very Scorpio vibes, to be honest. But Taurus is opposite of Scorpio, so that's interesting. And it's about individualization. So I feel like, again, with the 12th house as well, the Aries, this makes sense. The North Node is going through your 12th house. So this is a lot about learning who you really are, like at a psychic level. So really awakening your psychic gifts to like a whole new level. You might be making like spiritual discoveries that maybe someone hasn't talked about before, or maybe that you just haven't realized before. And then let's say you go look it up and it's actually a thing. Like your crown and your third eye chakras are going to be very, very open. And you're going to, because Taurus is a very physical sign, and they know themselves, they know their body, they know what they like to put on their body, they know what they like to put in their body, as in food and in other things as well. They're very like self-aware in that aspect, but sometimes Taurus can also be so stubborn that they are not willing to see past what is just in front of them. So I feel like with the North Node transiting their 12th house for sure in Aries, because Aries is a trailblazer, they will be making eye-opening discoveries in the realms of spirituality and who they really are on the inside, not just on the outside and on the planet right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So
Super.
that's the crystal. So any crystal doesn't have to be charoite. Charoite is a little bit harder to find sometimes, but anything purple, amethyst is really good for that too, of learning about consciousness and learning about who you are and self-awareness and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Anything purple that you resonate with, maybe even getting purple bed sheets too, blue lotus, plant essences or whatever.
That's so true.
Diving deep into like your psyche, really.
Yeah.
And that can also be like healing a deep like psychological pattern that you have, maybe that's causing issues in your life.
That's such a good point.
Taurus, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Ten of Swords. Yeah, so that's like a lot of endings. That's a lot of, this is like the ending of like a turmoil, and this is basically you guys being super tired because there's so much going on and you guys are very physical and you feel everything in your body that it's like making you really tired. So I feel like this is a phase that's ending for you. Although you will, because you're sleeping a lot too, you're spending more time in the subconscious. It's helping you open up more to those worlds. So this is not necessarily a bad thing. So let me just see, you're going to be making like spiritual discoveries for sure.
Wow.
And then we got the Three of Pentacles. So working and connecting with like-minded people, sharing, like going maybe to more like spiritual events and stuff like that too.
I noticed that, sorry to interrupt you, Sunny, but I notice a lot when I'm reading people's charts, the 12th house, they're usually going to a spiritual retreat or a workshop that's very transformative or to a sacred site.
Yes.
So that can be good for us Taurus suns and risings.
Yes. And on this particular card, we have 3 turtles, and turtles are very abundant and fertile and like supportive earth energies. And then there's also 3 eggs, which eggs are symbols of fertility, which is very resonant with Taurus, but also they're like new ideas. So you're getting new ideas and you're connecting with other people who are affirming it.
Wow.
And strengthening it or adding more information to it. Like I feel like a lot of breakthroughs for Taurus this year.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Yay. Thank you, Sunny. And speaking of Taurus as well, let me just bring this up on here 1 second. Sunny did an amazing on her YouTube, which is Sunny from Pluto. Sunny did, I keep saying Sunny, 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 Sunny. You did a absolutely amazing video, How Will Jupiter and Taurus Bless Your Life? And it's a pick a crystal card reading over 2 hours, 2.5 hours long. And I listened to mine and that was like the most accurate reading I've ever had in my life.
That is the one that you clicked on. So yeah, there's 4 beryl crystals that you guys can choose from, and all the timestamps are in the description. So you don't have to like obviously watch the whole 2 hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you want to know how Jupiter in Taurus is going to bring blessings into your life, this is a really informative video. And most people that watched it told me that, you know, it was really accurate. So
yeah. So you did a really good job with that, Sunny. And
expect more. There's more coming soon. I've just been doing lots.
Yeah, very cool. So that's on the Sunny from Pluto YouTube channel. Very awesome. And Sunny is super psychic. You're like,
thank you. You're psychic too. We're psychic together.
We're psychic together.
And when we're together, magical things happen.
Yes,
Very magical things.
That does happen when we're around our soul family.
Yeah. When you're if you know how to like decipher and perceive the higher vibes, like so many beautiful synchronicities for sure.
That's so true.
And
wow.
rapid life lessons.
Yeah. All of the Taurus suns, rising, and moons are saying they're tired like crazy.
Wow. Well, you guys need to be tired because you need to spend time in that realm so that you can make those really deep spiritual discoveries.
Yeah. So my Capricorn moon is like being hard on myself because I feel like I always have to be doing something and I only need the sleep that I need. And, but so it's okay. I have to personally integrate that I just need more sleep right now. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And you're very psychic. So you're perceiving a lot. And I can only imagine what you're going to come up with the North Node in your 12th house. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're going to discover something crazy.
Can we share the story? Didn't we have the same dream one time? I think we've had that a few times.
I think we've had that a lot of times.
I think we've had that a lot of times where we've had like the same dream. Yeah, I'm just feeling guided to bring up that if you are like a natural lucid dreamer, astral traveler, like Sunny and I, protection is so important. Okay. And like the crystals on Sunny's crystal shop, Temple of Aqua that we shared earlier, crystals are really great for protection, doing even a prayer before bed, visualizing, putting light around you, setting an intention, calling upon your guides, giving permission for protection.
And herbs, certain oils and herbs,
certain
like
oils and
wood and like frankincense and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's so true. So just feeling guided to say, and this is also a message for myself, because I get so tired as a Taurus rising before sleep. I'm like, done, and drooling all over my pillow for the whole night. But yeah, important for us to do some protection. Richard says, I just ordered an aquamarine from your shop.
Oh, thank you. Oh, was that yesterday? Because I noticed that somebody called Richard and I was like, who is that? Thank you. Yeah. Wow. Aquamarine is like my ultimate protection stone. That's my favorite stone, other than black tourmaline, but yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
Thank you, Richard. And Eric Gabriel says having cats helps their natural protectors. 100%. Got little potion here.
Aww.
He's one of my protectors.
He's so
yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I'm a huge pillow drooler. That's funny. Lakeside Laura. Glad I'm not the only. I drool at, like, if you smell my pillow, you guys will be so grossed out.
Well, would this be like effective on the moons too, on like a Taurus moon? Because I think Mike should be sleeping more.
Would what be effective more?
Like, does this apply also to people's moon signs, do you think too? I know we're doing Aries sun, Taurus moons and suns, but
yes, sun, moon, or rising, because Venus is the ruler of Taurus. So if you have a main placement in Taurus and Venus is going retrograde, and this is a really funky Venus retrograde, it's really energized with it being in Leo, and Venus is now the dispositor of the South Node because the South Node is in Libra. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So it's like we've gone, everyone who's Venus ruled the Libra and Taurus placements, we've had a huge energetic shift the past few days. We're like being recalibrated. So yeah.
So people with Taurus moons will sleep a lot too?
I think so.
Maybe feel less tired and have more spiritual discoveries?
I think we're not going to be feeling super tired for a very long time. We're in like an adjustment phase of these new transits.
And then when Aries is like further along in the North Node, I think you'll feel less tired.
That makes sense.
And then when when Venus retrogrades over too, probably.
Yeah.
But also you have Uranus too, and Uranus is also like weird changes and all that stuff. So.
Yeah. And next year I think it's April 2024, Jupiter and Uranus are going to be exactly conjunct. That's going to be freaking so weird. That's going to be weird.
That's kind of good though.
It's going to be what?
That's kind of good though.
It's good, but we'll talk about that more coming up. Okay, so let's move on to Geminis.
Gems. I was like, huh?
Gems. So I like giving all the signs their little nicknames. So for Geminis, this
Cray Gemini risings.
Cray. Yeah. For Gemini sun and risings, this North Node in Aries is happening in the 11th house of
Ooh,
Aquarius.
fun.
So becoming more assertive and self-empowered through your like-minded community events, your hopes and dreams, innovation, technology, invention, being innovative. Like Sunny is a moon in Aquarius and Jupiter trine Uranus exact, ruler of Aquarius. And she created a whole crystal business. She created her whole website. She wrote all those descriptions. She did it herself. It's being that Aquarian innovator. Where Gemini suns and risings and moons, do you need to be maybe more innovative? Is there an idea that you have that maybe hasn't been done before? Stepping into that innovation. And also because Gemini's gems, you guys rule socialization and connecting with others. And Aquarius is an air sign like Gemini. It's very much also about connecting with others, but more like-minded events and community and conferences. So maybe you want to start some kind of group or join some kind of community if you haven't already, online or in person. That can be a really big empowering thing for you guys to do. You know, I hear a lot of people saying sometimes, Sunny, I don't have any like-minded people around me. There's nothing going on. But if you just even go to your local metaphysical store, go to your to your local yoga store,
Your yokel egg seller.
your yokel egg seller, and physically talk to someone and say, hey, do you know any cool events with like-minded people going on? You're going to get some answers and you're going to get pointed in some directions. Also looking that stuff up online on Meetup, on Facebook events. If you don't know anything, like there's things going on everywhere. There's light workers and starseeds everywhere. So Gemini suns and risings, this transit is going to be you're being invited to be even more, I feel like, leaders in the communities, because you guys are gifted at bringing people together and communication. And it's also the house of technology. So it could be some of you Gemini suns and moons and risings learning about the newer technologies and healing modalities coming out, getting involved in that and sharing through the expression, Gemini, sharing the information, how that works. Because Geminis are very good at explaining things, and we're going to need a lot of Aquarian things start to be explained to us that may be a little bit technical, right, Sunny? Like some of the Tesla inventions resurfacing, the free energy things resurfacing, where Geminis will be able to explain that to us in a way where it makes sense.
I know that the 11th house isn't about family or something, but it could be like soul family and community. Could it also be that their family could also be expanding as well, whether through like an outlaw or like through a child or something like that? Like, I feel like that.
Totally. Well, to me, the 11th house is soul family.
But also, what about like their actual family? Like it's expanding? I don't know.
Yeah, because Aquarius is other people and groups of people. So that makes sense. Makes sense to me. And Geminis have Cancer as the ruler of their second house, Taurus. So that's interesting because, Jupiter is in Taurus right now. So that can be expansion of values and people in their lives, family.
And also maybe learning something a lot like from those people too, because it's the 11th house. Or
yeah.
I don't know.
Cool. And I see we got some Gemini risings in the chat.
One of my closest friends is a Gemini rising.
Kylie.
Yes, and she's a Scorpio with an Aquarius moon.
Woo!
All my closest friends are Scorpios, by the way.
Yes. That tends to happen with Scorpios.
Yeah.
So let's do some cards for Gemini suns and risings for this North Node in Aries.
Let's see the crystal with the lesson. With what do Gemini suns and risings need? What crystal, what energy can they benefit from during the Aries North Node transiting their 11th house?
11th house.
Oh, I hear my kitty. Hold on, kitty. He's like, it's time for a treat, mommy. Okay.
Aww.
Okay, Gemini Suns and risings. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, you got Amazonite. The middle road. That's interesting because that's not very Geminian. Geminis are able to see lots of different perspectives, but they always tend to choose a side, whatever side they're feeling on that day, and it can change in an instant. So it's funny that the North Node is actually in your 11th house because that's Aquarius, and Aquariuses are very objective, and they're able to see everyone's point of view. They're able to see things from a bird's eye view. So this very much does tell me that you will be connecting with like-minded people and in larger groups and hearing different perspectives, learning new things. Even like this little angel here, there's like multiple pyramids around here, which is kind of telling me that there's going to be an expansion of people in your life, which is what I was feeling too with the 11th house in the communities, that there's going to be an expansion of family and there's going to be an expansion of new people, which will which will require you to be more middle of the road, like you're an observer, like you're a learner. And then again, like Meg said, Geminis are very great communicators. So you'll be able to bridge gaps between people with the information that you're understanding from one person, information that you're understanding from another person, and being able to communicate it to people who maybe are having a miscommunication, or taking the information and actually being the messenger of that information. So not taking a side, not picking sides, not taking a strong stand other than just being a messenger for people who might not know how to use their voice, kind of. And yeah, Amazonite is a very balancing stone too of the emotions. And I know that Geminis can be kind of, one second they feel like this, another second they feel like this, one second they love you, then another second you're the worst person in the world. So with Amazonite, it is an emotional and hormonal balancer. So that makes sense to me.
That makes sense. And it's, like you said, an expression stone. So affirming that need for them to express and be those gifted communicators that they are.
Yeah. And be like a little bit more of like a mediator. Rather than, sometimes, because the lower aspect of Gemini, because they are communicators, can be like instigating drama or something like that. So instead of using your communication skills for like sneaky, sly things, you'll do it for more of a higher aspect of actually bringing people together.
Very cool.
Yeah. Okay. So let's tarot cards want to come out. Let's see why we're doing this like this. 5 of Cups. Okay, so that is going more inward, and this is again letting go of the things that you thought you knew and being open to the beauty that's always there and that will still be there. Hold on, sorry, my cat really wants to come in. Sorry, Gemini.
It's okay. All good. Yes, Sunny also has a magical kitty called Herbie, and he likes to go outside.
He's very talkative too, so that's definitely Gemini vibes. Oh my gosh, he just wants treats. Okay. Maybe he'll come up here. We'll see. Okay, so the 5 of Cups. I feel like there will be like a type of a loss, but not in like a really big way, like in something that you have been doing for a long time. Like I feel like you're going to have to make some type of a sacrifice to bridge the gaps between people. So the focus isn't going to be on you, which makes sense because it's in the 11th house. So you're going to be helping people come together more. This is what I feel like. And it might be hard a little bit to like sacrifice more personal time to yourself, or more of like the self-care practices that I was talking about that Aries should implement. But let's get more information on this. Hold on.
I love those cards, Sunny. What are those tarot cards?
I forget what they're called. I have to look upstairs. The Star Tarot or something. I'm not sure. I have to. Might be the Star Tarot. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. Oh, good.
Okay, Gemini. Okay, so then we have the Four of Wands. Again, this is all about like family and celebration and stuff. So it's just like the same message being repeated over and over again, is that you're going to be like the middle of the road type person, helping people communicate with each other and like relaying messages for the highest good of other people. I don't really know if that makes sense or what that means, but I know that you will probably feel some type of balance more within yourself and within like your emotions and stuff this year, because the focus is more on helping other people. So it's not like Geminis don't really want to spend a lot of time in like their inner world anyway. So if you're using your skills, your fast moving what's the word, not quirky, quick mind, directed towards other people, you'll have less of a hard time finding a balance with your emotion because the focus isn't on you anyways. So does that make sense?
That makes total sense.
Okay.
Totally. Gonna be an active time for Geminis, it sounds like.
Which is funny because Kylie is supposed to have a baby any day now. She is a Gemini rising, and her focus is not going to be on herself.
Yeah.
It's going to be on her child.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting. That's exciting. Kylie, our friend's going to have a baby at any moment. Very exciting. So yeah, let's move to the Cancers. The Cancers. What nickname do we have for Cancers?
Cancey's good. I like Cancey.
Cancers?
Yeah.
And we've got some
The
people.
lucky duckies. Cancers are so lucky.
Yeah. Do you want to speak on that, Sunny? Because I think you're right with your theory on Cancers being lucky.
I don't know what it is, but the Cancers are just lucky. Well, because the summer starts in the Cancer season. Look who's here. Herb.
Yeah. Irby. Aww.
We're both 3-9 Scorpios.
So cute.
Okay.
Aww.
He smells that his treats are up here. You're such a little hound. Don't ever give your cats these if they're babies, because they'll get addicted to them and they're horrible.
Yeah.
Herb, get out of the way.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Oh, Transcendental Gem says, yes, it's the Star Tarot.
Yes.
I also too love it.
Yes. Herb, oh my gosh. See, this is what I'm telling you. He wants these treats. Here, come here. They're here. They're here. Sometimes he's a little silly. Okay.
God, Herb and his treat.
I think because the sun is like the brightest when it's in the sign of Cancer, which is funny because Leo is ruled by the sun, but it's actually the brightest when it's in the sign of Cancer, or the longest day. Yeah. So I just think that Cancers are just lucky because they have like the light of the sun on them, and they're also ruled by the moon. So it's like an eclipse. They're being a Cancer sun is like always having an eclipse, because it's like you're ruled by the moon, but the sun is actually the brightest in your sign.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's really interesting and trippy.
It is really weird. Like Cancer's just, I'm not saying that they're not hard workers, because they are, but they always just like seem to get like really amazing opportunities, or always happen to be in like the right place at the right time. And even if they're in like the weirdest, most chaotic situation, like they'll always get out like unscathed and be like totally fine. And they're really good business people, and they're really good at acquiring large amounts of money.
Wow. I feel. Well, that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Sunny. That's interesting because for the Cancer suns and risings, this North Node in Aries is happening in their 10th house.
Nice.
Isn't that interesting? So this is about work and career and success and public life. So, and legacy and promotion. So work and career is super highlighted, very fated. The North Node is about fate and destiny and purpose. So for Cancer, sun and risings, there's going to be huge shift for those of you guys that are working into new areas that are really in alignment with your purpose, and being more assertive and self-empowered with your work life and the opportunities that are coming forward. Are they really in alignment with you and your values? Because if so, that North Node is going to seriously be blessing you. Because Aries, like I said earlier, is a fast, quick moving energy, things moving forward, and not taking long for things to manifest.
Thank God. We needed that. We need more of this.
We need more of this. So
I have a lot of Cancer influence too, because everything I have is like in the 4th house. So that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, so interesting. So this is exciting for you, Cancer, sun, moon, and risings, that the North Node in Aries is transiting over your 10th house of career, also being seen publicly. You can be empowered by putting yourself out publicly and being fearless. Aries rules
Oh my
fearlessness.
gosh, that's actually so exciting.
And Aries is independence, right? And Cancer, I can speak personally. I have my Mars in Cancer, okay, which
They don't want to be the center of attention, but they always end up being it anyways.
right. So Mars is actually at, is it fall or detriment? I feel like it's detriment.
One of the
I'm
two.
having an astrological brain fart, but Mars does not like to be in Cancer, and I have Mars in Cancer. And one of my personal issues, having that strong Cancer influence, is needing to nurture others, or it's not a Libra thing of caring what other people think. Because I can honestly say, as a Scorpio, Mars and Cancer, I don't really care that much what people think, but I can feel Cancer. I can feel what people are going to feel by my actions. So that can hold me back sometimes. That's one of my challenges as a Mars and Cancer for moving
Cancers
forward.
sacrifice for other people all the time.
Yeah.
They
So
always put other people before themselves.
yeah. So for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Risings,
That's
it's
exciting.
you're being really initiated and invited to step into self, what works for you, and letting go of other people's reactions and feelings towards what it is you want to do. And Cancers is one of the most psychic. They're super psychic, super talented, super gifted. You guys have amazing emotional healing, spiritual healing gifts to share. And even if you don't work in any of those fields, you guys have a healing energy no matter what career path you go into that people want to be around. So
Well, it's interesting that the South Node is going to be in their 4th house, which is the house that rules Cancer too. So it is like stepping away, and in Libra, which is about relationships. So it's like stepping away from putting so much emphasis on taking care of everyone around you and just like having to go and like get stuff done to put you in the spotlight. And that's why it's like super exciting, because a lot of Cancers, I feel like, hold themselves back to help other people.
And it's interesting. I just heard Spirit say very, very strongly to Cancers, like yelling, go do the thing you know you came here to do. Go do the thing you know you came here to do.
Call Mike and tell him that.
Go do the thing you know you came here to do, and let go of other people's feelings and how they're going to feel about it, or what people are expecting for you, or where people are draining your energy. Go do what you know you came here to do.
Yeah, like you're not responsible for other people's feelings. It's like they feel like they're responsible for it. Pardon?
Yeah, that's the biggest challenge for Cancer. Cancers want to please people because they can feel how they're going to react to the situation. Libras want to please people because they want harmony in the situation.
Well, yeah, Cancers want people to just feel good.
To just feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sunny, what reading do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Risings for the North Node being in Aries?
I have lots of Cancers in my life, so this is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay, that's too many. God, not that many. Like 50 cards just like flipped out. Okay, for Cancer, Sun, and Rising, Spirit, how will the North Node transiting their 10th house affect them this year? Or what can they learn? What crystal do they need to learn from? Oh, God. Okay, Cancer. Sorry, everybody. It's just the way it is. They have 3 cards coming out. Oh, wow. No, 4. Sorry, 4.
Oh my goodness.
I said it was too much, but God was like, nope. So you guys get 4 crystal cards. Holy crap. Oh my God. This is crazy. Okay, first we have clear quartz, which is light embodied. So that's complete clarity on who you are, what you came to do, what you're here to learn, and just complete clarity. So this is clearing out all the things that you're afraid that will happen if you step into the highest aspect of your career. What's going to happen if, like, for example, I am living in a relationship with a Cancer man. He needs to let go of, well, how's she going to feel if I don't go buy her that steak and I'm not going to be home? And I'm an adult. I can figure it out. It's like, you don't have to worry about what's going to happen if somebody doesn't have something. Like, they can figure it out. You're not responsible for everybody. So it's getting complete clarity on who you are and letting go of like the what ifs of everyone else's like emotional comfort. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first step, which is crazy because this is crazy, dude. Like,
Oh my God.
I'm like so excited. Like, when you're talking, I'm like, this is so exciting. I could feel it. Then we got sulfur. It is a volcanic crystal, and it's very, very, it's like the sun energy. It's very cleansing and clearing, and it says physical radiance. So it's like getting really in touch and shining your light. And the fears or the what ifs that you feel now will not even be like an issue, because sulfur comes in and completely cleanses out all the negative energy, and it's a super protector. So this is you stepping into like who you are and radiating physical radiance, it says.
Wow.
Then we got sunstone, which is the sun again, and it says raw. So it's literally embodying raw. And like we said before, Cancers are when the sun is the brightest, which is funny because the Leo rules the sun, but there is an affinity with Cancers and the sun. And Cancers are crabs, which are associated with like the summertime and the beach and stuff like that. And crabs are also an ancient symbol of money and currency. So Cancers are just very lucky. So it's like very embodying like that lucky. It's like very like, I'm getting like Egypt and like Roman, like Greek, like money vibes is like what Cancer is to me, which is really funny. And also, you did the show on King Henry VIII. A lot of kings, a lot of presidents, a lot of people in power, a lot of business owners are Cancers, actually.
Yeah.
Cancers do find themselves to be in powerful positions. I mean, I guess it's like, it could be the opposition of the Capricorn, but now your North Node is in Capricorn. So it is like really embodying like that leader, because Cancers are a cardinal sign, which are leaders too. And then this is all just about what Meg said. Like, it's just a confirmation, like, go do the thing that you came here to do.
Yeah.
If it can't get any more fiery, we got this stone called Crochite, and it's all about passion. So it's going after your passion, and Aries is the sign of passion and individual expression, and what you're here to do, what you're here to create. And it's in your 10th house. So this is all about your career. So whatever it is, however you want to make money, however you put yourself out in the world, whatever you want to share with the world, don't let how other people or don't let your obligations that you feel like you have towards other people stop you from, like, this is just Cancer. You need to hear this a million times. This is why it's like so repetitive, because Cancers can actually be really stubborn, and sometimes they're scared. They're in their shell. They're scared to step out of their shell because they know what works. They know it's comfortable. They like their routines, but sometimes you got to shake it up a bit, honey. Okay. And Aries doesn't play. So I'll leave it at that instead of picking tarot cards, because they got 4 crystals, unless you want me to pick tarot cards too. What do you want?
We can do a tarot card for Cancer as well. Let's give everybody the works.
Okay. So any stone like citrine, sulfur, orange calcite, Libyan desert glass, anything that's yellow, red, carnelian.
Glass.
Oh yeah, you're wearing Libyan. I have a Libyan
glass.
I got the one that you gave me.
Yay.
Anything yellow, red, orange, work with that, Cancer. Because you know what? That's funny too, is Cancers are usually more attracted to like the blues and like the watery. You guys need to step into like the fire.
Yeah.
And you can balance out like a blue stone with a red stone if you wanted to, because it's more comfortable for you. But it's really time to step into like that fire.
Yay. This is exciting for Cancers. It feels
I feel like that. When you were talking about it, I'm like, wow, this is so exciting. Like, I was excited.
Cool.
Okay. Tarot cards for Cancer. Let's just see. Watch it be like the sun or something. That would be so weird. Okay, 7 of Cups. So this is a lot of you going back to the clear quartz, is getting clarity. And there's a lot of options. There's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of like, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. But it's when the more you step into like what you want to do, the less confused you'll be. because you might feel a little bit confused or scared to really be all about you, you know, because Cancers aren't all about me. They're all about the family and keeping the family together. So this is really just paying attention to the things that are going to help catapult you into what you're here to create, and letting go of the things that are going to hold you back, or coming out of your comfort zone, basically.
Wow, this is powerful, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Risings.
We got one more, the Magician, which is literally the alchemist, and he can create anything he wants, and it's usually something that comes from your soul, that is your life purpose. And now is the time to take what it is that you want, your biggest dream that's been a dream, and maybe you're living out parts of it, maybe some of it has come together in certain ways, but there's a whole higher aspect of your dream, Cancer, that you haven't fully catapulted out into the world, and now is the time, and you can do it.
Oh my God. Do what you came here. Do what you know you came here to do.
That's exactly what the Magician is.
Cancer, I'm doing what I know I came here to do. Spirit, show me what I already know I came here to do. Show me the confirmation.
Hold on, Kitty wants to go back out.
Amazing. So thank you so much, Sunny, for that. This is very exciting for, I think, all signs. So
that reading made me sweat. Like I can feel like the fire, and I can feel the urgency, because it's urgent, because Cancer, you have to do it now. You have to do it now. Stop holding yourself back, because that's something that Cancers do. And if you're somebody who loves a Cancer, it's very frustrating to watch them. And it's not that like they're doing anything bad, but it's like you can see how much they're holding themselves back, and it is very frustrating. So I feel the fire.
Yeah. Rebecca Lockie says, I am so tired of taking care of everyone else, from a Scorpio sun, Cancer rising, and Gemini moon.
Wow.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You're very intuitive and receptive to everyone, and you for sure have a healing energy. So it's good that you're tired of it. Do what you came, here to do. That's going to be my, everyone that has Cancer placements, including myself, I'm going to be saying that. Okay, awesome. Let's move forward to the kings and the queens of the zodiac, the Leo suns, risings, and moons.
Oh, I'm a Leo rising.
Leo rising. So this is for you and everybody else. So this North Node in Aries is happening in Leo's 9th house. The 9th house of Saggy-Waggy, of Sagittarius, the lucky ducky house. So the 9th house is about higher consciousness and perspective, higher learning, teaching, foreign travel, optimism, and luck. So with the North Node being in Aries, Leos, this is about being assertive and becoming self-empowered through stepping outside of your comfort zone in some kind of way, and doing that on a consistent basis. And I literally just said that, Sunny, and realized that you said that earlier, but that was like spirit saying that through me. So that's freaking crazy. Getting out of your comfort zone. Sagittarius is very comfortable getting out of their comfort zone, going to a totally different country, going on a spiritual trip. Oh my God, trip.
Hanging out with the Crips. That's uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, it's 1:09 a.m. here, and I'm starting to talk about the Crips.
Yeah, you're doing a good job.
So, wow. Doing, teaching, or learning, taking a course, or maybe stepping into your inner teacher, Leo, sun, moon, and risings. Wow. Stepping into learning something very deeply, the 9th house. Going into a subject even deeper, right? And so, Sunny, for you as a Leo rising, you're super into the crystals and you already know so much about that, but maybe there's going to be something else about the crystals, a certain part of that, knowledge that maybe you aren't familiar with. You could really dive deep into that, and it could become a part of your wisdom having to do with that, just as an example.
Going to a different place to actually pull crystals out of the earth too.
Ooh, yeah. Foreign travel, foreign places, foreign people, and luck and blessings. So Leos, you guys, there's major luck coming in, opportunities that are going to put you out of your comfort zone, and you have to say yes. You have to say yes. If you don't say yes, you're missing a major, major blessing.
Oh my God, that's like my biggest fear.
Yeah, so being self-empowered through fearlessly stepping outside of your comfort zone and learning new things and going deeper into it.
That's good.
And this is a super powerful time for the Leo placements because we've got a stellium of planets in Leo right now. We've got Venus in Leo, we've got Mercury in Leo, Black Moon Lilith is in Leo, and the moon, as we're speaking right now, is in Leo, which is only going to last for another few hours. But whoa, and the sun is about to go into Leo on July 23rd. So
Mhm.
you guys are getting, in this time period in particular that we're filming this video, July 20th, major activations for Leo. Step outside of your comfort zone.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah. What do
Okay.
you think, honey?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have a lot of Leo placement stuff going on, and with like the Aries for me personally, it's also my midheaven too. So it is
Mhm.
about career and stuff, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So let's see how Leo suns and Leo risings, which crystal they can benefit from implementing into their life, the lesson from the crystal that they can implement into their life from the Aries North Node transiting their ninth house.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on.
That is fun.
Which is funny because I haven't had that part of my life expanded yet. A lot of being really busy and traveling and stuff. That's a phase of my life that I'm stepping into for the first time. So that's cool. Oh, okay. We got 2. Oh, we got 3. Okay, it's just progressing. All right, so we have peach calcite, which is funny because I was talking about calcite. And it says harmonize. So yeah, calcite is a stone that you can literally work with like at any point, and it will never be overwhelming, and it will never make you be like, oh, I can't, like, because sometimes crystals have like a very strong energy and it can be a lot. Calcite you can work with anytime, anywhere. It comes in so many different colors, so many different qualities. So it is a very harmonious stone. So for that, that's telling me that because there is a lot of the fun, lucky Jupiterian, higher learning, lots of movement. Like the ninth house is kind of like a lot of movement. Right, Meg?
Yeah, totally.
Especially with Aries in there. Oh my gosh. It's just about finding harmony and feeling at home, again, out of your comfort zone, feeling at home within yourself, no matter where you are at in the world. So holding a harmonious vibration by just knowing who you are and just being who you are, even if you're not around people that you know, even if you're not in a place that you know, being really strong in yourself. So calcite will really help you like kind of feel good no matter what's going on around you.
Mm.
So, and I actually just had an experience like that last week, which I stayed cool in myself, even though it was like new and uncomfortable. I stayed, my energy was still harmonious. Yes.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what the word is. I was staying in a harmonious state.
Mm-hmm.
On the inside, I was like, oh, but I can do it. I can do it. So, which again for Leo risings too is like they know themselves really well, and although their rising sign is a very like outgoing rising sign, they actually spend a lot of time on their own and are very self-aware. So we have gone through so many phases in our life where it's like we've learned so much about ourselves because we retreat within ourselves and we know ourselves so well that we're able to hold the harmony in chaotic, crazy situations because you're strong in yourself. You know what I mean? So you're able to navigate. Okay, so then again, we have fluorite, which is mental mastery, which is kind of just like repeating what I just said, is staying clear and strong in your mind and not letting whatever situation you end up in, because yeah, you're going to be out of your comfort zone and it's going to be fun, but you can't predict everything that's going to go on. And, you know, different people have different personalities, different people have different reactions. The weather changes all the time, plans change. So it's like really keeping focused on who you are and why you're even where you're at. So staying focused on your mission basically and not letting outside influences affect who you are.
Yeah.
And then, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Then we have hematite, which is a type of metal, and it's all about grounding. And this is all about keeping your composure and staying grounded in yourself and accepting all the blessings and the new opportunities that are coming your way without freaking out or without thinking that you're not good enough, because that's another thing that people deal with when like a lot of positive opportunities come our way. We get kind of scared, and like that evil voice inside our head say that we're not good enough. Just know that you're good enough. And even if you feel like you're not good enough, or even if you feel like you're not qualified, you probably are if the opportunity is presenting itself to you. And as a Leo rising, everybody else around you is perceiving you as like the most brightest star in the universe. Like everybody, even if you're not, because it is a front, people are trusting what you have to share. People are trusting your wisdom. People are trusting your skills. People want to learn from you, and people really respect you. So don't have to let the chaos like sway you from your mission. So it's like staying focused on your mission, basically. Does that make sense?
Totally. Yeah. Wow.
And then we'll pick some tarot cards. So yeah, so basically I feel like a lot of stuff's gonna, sorry, what?
I love the crystal cards so much.
I have a few different decks. I haven't used this one in a while.
And it's called the Liquid Crystal Oracle.
Yes, and it's channeled by like an Atlantean, incarnated Atlantean, which is, I'm an Atlantean, so.
Yeah. And for all the Leos out there, we got a little kitty lion here.
So I definitely feel like a lot's going to happen for Leos and Leo risings that they're not expecting. For me personally, I feel something coming, and yeah, things are changing.
Are changing.
Yes,
That's
and a lot's going to be happening for you and around you. So it's about keeping grounded.
Yeah.
So for Leos, okay, we got the Princess of Pentacles, which is like the Page of Pentacles. So again, opportunities coming, knocking on your door that you didn't expect. A lot of it too has to do with luck, which is Pentacles, which is money, which is earthly values, and the ninth house is luck. So be open to all the opportunities that might be coming to you, and also yourself being you. You're like, you can create your own opportunities, because Leos and Leo risings are very creative. So it's also, it's accepting opportunities from people, but it's also probably maybe like new ideas of you creating your own opportunity because you're taking action, which is Aries in the ninth house. Leap of faith. I feel like ninth house can also be like leap of faith.
The faith.
And Aries is like going towards something.
Yeah.
And then we have the Nine of Wands. So we are definitely going to be carrying a lot, but it's not going to break us. Do you see how this guy is like totally cool? He's like, yeah, I'm dealing with this side. Yeah, I'm dealing with this side, but I'm centered and still connected. And the sun is on over my head. The sun is on my crown, so I can handle it. So I feel like this is just like all the energy around us. And yeah, we're carrying it, but it's not like tearing us down. We're staying like centered and open to all the blessings coming into our life.
Oh, she is jumping on me now.
So that, to me, that's like the energy might be heavy around you, but it's not going to bring you down because you're not heavy. You're literally lighting up and exposing the heaviness around you, and people might be a little bit cuckoo crazy.
Yeah.
So that's Leo.
Leo, thank you so much, Sunny, for that. Okay. And now we're going to move to the Virgos. I don't know what what nickname would you give Virgos?
Virgils.
Virgils.
I forgot I have these cards too. I haven't used them for anything.
Which cards are those are cool cards too. Maybe we can start doing some of those too. Those are nice. So for Virgos, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the North Node in Aries is happening in your eighth house, the eighth house of Scorpio, the most intense astrology.
That's gonna be crazy.
So this is going to be crazy.
Holy crap.
Holy guacamole. This is going to be crazy because Aries and Scorpio are actually sister signs. Okay. Because Scorpio is traditionally ruled by the planet Mars, Aries is ruled by the planet Mars. So, and ever since Pluto got discovered, Pluto became the modern ruler of Scorpio. But Aries and Scorpio are sister signs because they're both Mars ruled. So, with you having the North Node in Aries in your 8th house of Scorpio, this is very, very powerful. This is empowering yourself and being assertive through some different intense areas. Number one is healing and shadow work. And Virgos are natural healers. Virgo rules being of service to the world. Virgos have a healing energy and they're here to be of service in some kind of way. And we cannot truly be of service unless we've actually really worked on ourselves. And it doesn't mean that we have to be perfect spiritual people. No, it's that at some point you've done some real deal, intense healing work on yourself so that you can hold space and really be there for others in whatever ways you're being of service. Virgos. So this is empowering yourself through shadow work, healing, shamanic practices, are very real deal. Things that are, I keep hearing spirit say the real deal, healing. It's also empowering yourself through merging with others and working with others and starting to trust in others, because Virgos, can be the most judgmental sign and the most critical. And sometimes it can be hard for Virgos to trust because they notice everything, right? So it's about allowing yourself to be vulnerable and merge with others and trust in others, even though you guys are super perceptive and notice people's flaws. Right? That can be part of the shadow work to actually do, is how you guys notice everybody's flaws. And that's why sometimes Virgos can come off as being, really judgmental or critical. It's because you want to help us be in alignment. You rule clean energy and it being of service. So I've actually had a huge epiphany recently with the Virgos and how, that criticism and that judgmental comes from them wanting to keep the energy clean. And it's actually you guys wanting to be of service. Sunny, Sunny, did you want to say something?
Well, it's interesting because Scorpio is not clean, and Scorpio's 8th house, and Aries is also chaotic. So it's also like going deeper, investigating deeper into noticing things, the deeper level of the things that you're noticing.
Mm-hmm. This is going deep because Virgos don't like when things are messy and not clean and doing shadow work where it's like screaming and you're throwing up and all this stuff. Like sometimes we need to do that.
Purging.
Sometimes you need to purge. So this is purging, merging with others. 8th house is also hidden money and investments.
Mm-hmm.
So being assertive, if there's certain things that you're feeling from yourself to invest in, going for that, because you can really be in tune with what are some good things to be investing in right now.
Inheritances,
hidden money, investments. And 8th house is also occult knowledge and information that is true, but can be sometimes scary and intense. So if you're feeling to go down a rabbit hole, and I know most of us, if you're listening to this, you've probably gone down several rabbit holes, but maybe there's a new rabbit hole to go down that can be kind of like something freaky about it or something maybe intimidating about it, but maybe it's part of your healing journey to learn certain information about a subject.
I feel that for the Virgos, like they're going to get an opportunity to better themselves in a really deep way that they haven't gone down yet. Like a rabbit hole that they haven't gone down yet. And it might have to, because we're looking at Aries rising too. I mean, sorry, not Aries rising, Virgo rising, and Aries is the self in the 8th house. That's like something within themselves that they haven't fully healed or wanted to look at yet.
Yes.
Like they're your deepest wounds, the things that make you the most insecure. That's what you're going to be dealing with.
Yeah. And through surrendering to that, it'll be easier than if we don't surrender to that. Mm-hmm. That Scorpio, that can be hard if we don't surrender to that. So just being honest with you guys, Virgos, it's a great time to be doing some kind of healing work for sure. Real deal healing work. So Sunny, what have we got for the Virgos with the cards?
Okay. Let's see with the crystals that want to come up for Virgo, suns and risings. For sure. Lots of healing. And again, like Meg said, like we all have to do it at some point. And I know that Virgos do work on themselves a lot, but there might be just one little thing or maybe a couple little things that's very deep down there that you haven't been wanting to work on yet. And you know how you can find out what that thing is too, is noticing what triggers you or who triggers you, or if you're talking to somebody and they trigger something in you and you feel like offended by it, don't take it personally, because it's actually something inside of you that could be a clue of that will take you down, again, like Meg said, the rabbit hole of that wound that's being triggered. Yeah. So really pay attention to your triggers. Anyways, crystals.
Christie's.
Oh, wow. Rose quartz.
Wow.
I'll pick another one for you too.
I'm getting chills all over my whole body right now for the Virgos.
Yeah. Oh, we got two more. We got amethyst, which says humility. And then we got boji stone, which I've never had a boji stone, but they're like these really cool like rocks.
Yeah, I've had them before.
Yeah, they're like balancing rocks. There's like a masculine and a feminine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never worked with them before, but it's balance, align, and clear. Yeah. So basically what we just said. So rose quartz is all about forgiving yourself and not being super hard on yourself and not like judging yourself because you have to go through like a little bit of an ugly purging phase. Because what comes out on the other side is a beautiful phoenix. So your best self is still yet to emerge. And that might be hard for some Virgos to believe or to accept, but it's true. There's always so much more to improve on it within yourself. And you don't have to be so hard on yourself, right? You can forgive yourself. You can give yourself a break. Like Virgos work really, really hard. And they can be really hard on themselves. I feel like a lot of earth signs are like that. But I feel like definitely more of like the soft feminine energy, the soft mother forgiveness energy you're going to be connecting with as you're going through the purging, which is what you're going to need, which is what's going to support the purging is having a comfort, like a support. So even maybe you could get like new bedding or new bed sheets, more comfortable, like surround yourself, decorate your home with like more comforting stuff, or have like the pillows and the blankets around, kind of like a Cancer. Do what a Cancer would do to their home. Make it smell nice, make it soft, make it, like have cookies, like baked, like fresh baked cookies and stuff, like a lot of comfort I'm feeling for Virgos, because it's going to be that purging. And then the amethyst, again, to me, that's like the self-knowing. So again, like paying attention to your triggers. Like I said, the amethyst is all about who you are and like self-awareness and why you're here and how energy works, or what spirit is, or what energy is, kind of like that. So it's a lot of self-reflection. And then balance is some days you're gonna, like Meg said, sometimes she feels hard on herself because she just wants to sleep and she feels like she needs to be doing or accomplishing something. Some days you're gonna be maybe a mess, and that's totally okay, because you have the support of like, your comfy things, or hopefully if you live with somebody or if you live with your family, they'll understand what you're going through and you'll have the support, which will help you get through that messiness. And then some days you'll be okay and you'll be able to go to work and you'll be able to put on your game face. So there's going to be a little bit of a balance between the purging and the like, okay, I have to get it together and like actually do things in my outside life. So it's going to feel maybe like a little bit chaotic in that way, but just accepting it and surrendering, exactly what Meg said, is surrendering to it is going to lift a huge weight off your shoulders. Like seriously, do not feel hard on yourself. You have to go through this. And honestly, like sleeping with or carrying a rose quartz or wearing a rose quartz will probably really, really help you, because rose quartz is very loving vibration, supportive vibration. So maybe this might not be what you wanted to hear, but I think it's necessary. And you're probably like, yeah, I know. Like we all have to go through a phase. I mean, me and Meg are Scorpio, so this is like every day, but I know it can be, not everybody can handle that. Yeah. It's scary.
Yeah.
So for us, we're just like, yeah, it's okay. You can
It's
die every now and then.
yeah, it's a rebirthing time.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups, which is really nice because it's an opportunity to go back to or pay attention to or spend time with either, you know, like family, or to go back to something that's familiar. So reconnecting with yourself, maybe being creative or doing something. Another comfort practice that you can do is doing something that makes your inner child happy, or that is good or healing for your inner child. So something stupid, even like finger painting. Like when we're going like deep into like our psyche, like the Scorpio stuff, and really working through that shit, a lot of it comes from, you know, our innocence, from the things that we maybe experience when we're children. So it's really letting that child express itself. And if you feel like crap, watch a movie and eat ice cream, or do like little face painting, or go to like a carnival, or eat, like do something that like your inner child would think is the most fun thing in the world, because that will also help with like the balance of like not feeling good, and also bringing in that supportive energy. Even watching home videos, if you have home videos from when you were a kid, looking at old pictures, spending time with your siblings, like doing something that maybe you haven't done in a long time with your family. And then we have the Eight of Wands. So that is, again, like I said, there's going to be days where you can actually take time to just, you know, cry, or just do nothing, do nothing, but doing everything at the same time, like spiritually. And then there's going to be times where you're going to have to be out in the world, and you're going to have to be working. So because Aries is like a lot of fast moving energy, this is just showing that things are going to be chaotic everywhere, but you really need to take the time to yourself, give yourself that purging, healing time. And yeah, it's just going to be happening all the time. I don't know what else to say. It's going to be a lot of energy. A lot of energy is happening around you and for you. It's not going to be bad. There's blessings in here too, because like we said, Scorpio is like discovery and hidden money and stuff like that too. So if there is something that you're fighting for as well, because Aries is the warrior, like you're probably going to win, or you're probably going to get that money that you are deserved to. Like if the government owes you money, or if you're going through like, you know, some family situation, something like that, like those are also good signs. So there's going to be lots of big wins, and there's also going to be a lot of purging, not losses, just purging things in you that no longer serve your highest good. Yeah.
Amazing. Very empowering and rebirthing time for you, Virgo. So love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, now we move to the Libras, the beautiful, harmonious, and balanced, and they've got all their shit together. Just kidding. Libras.
We're halfway through the zodiac now.
Yeah, we're halfway. Sun, moon, and risings. And after the video, you guys, I'll put the timestamps. So yeah, so if you're listening and you're like, I just want to know what exactly is my reading, I'll put that in the comments below and pin that. So okay, Libras. This North Node in Aries is happening in your 7th house, the 7th house of Libra for the Libras. So this is being assertive and getting self-empowered through your relationships. What are the relationships that you've got going on? And Libra rules relationships. So this is all about relationships, Libra. The relationships in your life.
Why can't I see where the North Node is? Oh, here.
The 7th
no,
house.
I'm just crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the North. I probably should have said that earlier.
That's so interesting, because the South Node is in their 1st house in Libra. And then it's like opposite. It's so crazy how it's like opposite in both ways. Because Aries is in 7th house, which is Libra's ruling house. That's so interesting.
Yeah. So
wow.
Really interesting that, the 7th house of Libra is, and Hello Kitty says, ha ha ha, I do not have my shit together. Yeah. Libras put out that I got my shit together and everything's balanced and we're having fun. But yeah, not to say none of them have their shit together. We all have our shadow side. And the shadow side for Libra is compromising, people pleasing, not honoring your energy. Libra is the opposite sign to Aries with the North Node in Aries. So this is about really, and I'm feeling this very strong, and I'm getting shivers all over my whole body. Spirit is showing me you writing in your journal. And this is very, very intense. This is so like Scorpio for me to say, but writing the names of everybody closest to you in your life. Family, friend. This is so intense. Okay. Everyone closest to you. And what is really going on with those relationships? What is going on with that? And Spirit's showing me like even a practice where maybe you get a mirror and look at yourself in the mirror and you talk it through to yourself in the mirror.
With
So
like that person, like as if you're that person? Or
like
just
more so talking to yourself about the situation because
okay.
Libra rules others. So it's important for them for something to be reflected back to them, I feel like. It can be really challenging for Libras to feel for themselves what can actually be going on with the situation. I'm not putting you Libras down by any means.
It's not an easy job.
It's not an easy job. So for example, Libras, you know, you write down mom in your journal. And then you think about, okay, my mom, okay, I love being around my mom. Let's say you have a good relationship with your mom. Okay, good relationship with mom. She makes me feel good. I am respectful to her, you know, so that one can be a good relationship. But then let's say you write down
this
your
is
love.
a very Libra thing though too, because Libra is pros and cons.
Right.
This is like the most Libra thing I've ever freaking heard.
Doing pros and cons of everybody closest to you in your life, Spirit is telling me.
And don't feel bad about that either.
Don't feel bad in being real about the cons and seeking professional help if you need to deal with the relationships in your life. Because for Libras in particular, there's going to be breakups going on if there's relationships that don't serve you and there's red flags, but you don't want to face that. And new relationships coming forward. This is your 7th house of committed relationships.
Like a complete transformation of what you are, who you are, and what you're used to.
Yes.
How are you're used to acting naturally like your whole life within relationships. It's totally getting a complete revamp.
Yeah, totally. And I'm hearing rewiring yourself, readjusting yourself to how you relate to others, because we're stepping into a collective time where everyone's becoming more self-empowered. And we're stepping into that age of Aquarius. So you Libras, you rule others. Libra rules relationships. So you want to be really, I'm hearing the word firm, that's interesting, on what your values are in relationships, who is closest to you. Are there red flags with any of that? What are the really positive things about the relationships in your life? And being really honest with yourself. So doing that pros and cons list, being assertive in looking at your relationships. And I'm hearing getting some kind of professional help or doing some practice in relation to learning about your relationships. And
being decisive too. Not letting other people like make decisions for you because you want them to just feel good. It's like about you.
Yeah. And so cool that Richard put in the comments, I'm doing Tai Chi as well. Very helpful for me. You know, physical movement practices, Aries, for you to be in tune with your own energy, to have space. Where do you make space in life, Libras, where it's just your energy, Aries? Where it's not, I get up and I'm going to do this, you know, Instagram video, and then I'm going to call my friend Shirley, and then I'm going to go do this, and then I'm going to do that thing that that person wants me to do. Where do you do what you want to do? Where do you have the time for self? Because it's easy for you to get put in different directions. So it's all about the relationships with North Node and Aries and being real about what's going on with your relationships. So, Sunny.
That's going to be scary for some Libras. Woo! That's cool though.
Libras, it would be very good for you right now to have some signs that are really blunt and honest around you right now, like Aries, like Scorpio, like Leo, like Virgo, like Sag, having people around you that you know tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you exactly, because your relationships are definitely transforming, but you're still gonna need like those people that you can talk it out with, because we all do. And as a Libra too, you need to like talk things out and figure things out like through, again, like you said, a mirror of somebody else. So you definitely, whoever you're close to, who you can trust 100% to tell you the truth, that's really good, because then you can use that and reflect it on the other relationships that aren't working properly, or that you're not asserting yourself in, and that you're kind of flowing with and not making like those decisions.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So which crystals will help you with that? For Libra suns and risings, the crystals that want to work with you during this North Node transiting your 7th house of relationships, of yourself and relationships. Wow. Okay. I'm picking 3 for everybody now. Okay. So we have zircon, which is life changes, which is really interesting. This is the crystal that we use in our computer chips and watches and stuff.
Wow.
I don't know much about it other than it, because we use it in electronics. It's an energy, it's a transmuter of energy for sure. So it can process a lot of information, and it can transform information, which is all about life changes. So your life basically is going to change. We talked about that. There is going to be a lot of transformation. That's the word that I was hearing a lot with that, especially because of everything's like opposite for them, but in their signs opposite. That's like just a complete transformation.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have silver, which is very feminine. So that's, and the lunar path. So that's honoring your own feelings. That's honoring and really paying attention to, like what Meg said, writing stuff down and reflecting on your own emotions, and checking in with yourself. Like, what do you feel? Not what other people feel, not what works best for everybody. What do I feel? What do I need? This is about what you need for yourself and within your relationships. So a lot of self-reflection, emotional reflection, getting in touch with your emotions. Maybe you've never even done that before. So the mirror work for sure is a good thing. And the writing things down, for sure, connecting with your feelings and being real with yourself. And yeah, it's the feminine. So the feminine flows, and it doesn't need to force anything. So this is all just going to come naturally to you, of course, because the North Node is in Aries. It's just happening. Yeah. And then lodestone, which is, I think, another type of metal. So these are all kind of like metallic-y crystals that are coming up for you too, which is very like grounding and strong transformative energy. So this is earth embrace. So being embraced basically by the warmth of the earth. It's kind of giving me like, again, like supportive. It's like going within yourself, which Libras don't do. They network and they go outside and they see how everyone else is feeling and how everything works for them. And they're like, well, okay, that's okay. This one feels better over here. No, it's about what the heck do you actually feel? Yeah. So it's really, again, embracing yourself.
Right.
So I think that for Libras too, this sounds kind of weird, but you guys should, because, well, they're ruled by Venus, and we're talking about how the Tauruses were really tired. You guys should sleep. And you might get some information like in your dreams too. Or it's just a way to relax and be in touch with yourself, because when you're sleeping, you're just you.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something?
No.
Okay. I was going to say something else too, and I forget. Oh, or going to doing like sweat lodges, doing going into saunas, going into like a dark place where you only have yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where you're guiding yourself through something that might be uncomfortable, but also saunas can be like really refreshing and cleansing in a type of way. And it is very grounding. So just like I'm seeing, like picturing like cave, like even if there's like those salt caves, you know, those salt caves, that's something Libra too, because that is like a self-care thing. And it's nice. So it is nurturing like that nice Libra side of you, but then you're also going somewhere like dark that can, where you go within yourself type of thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what we're getting for the Libras. And we'll pick a couple of tarot cards.
Totally makes sense.
Okay, yeah, just going within, honoring yourself.
North Node in Aries is happening in the house of Libra. That's the only sign this is happening in.
Yeah.
Well, Also for the Aries. But yeah.
Whoops. Okay. You got 2 of Wands, which is very like Libra. I want to pick more. You got the 10 of Swords again. Okay. So we picked this more than once. So this is about choosing choosing yourself or choosing other people, choosing what's within you or choosing what's outside of you. So it's like, really, what do you value, your well-being or the well-being of everybody else when you're not really sure what's going on with you? So it's about making the choice of choosing yourself. Isn't that what you said? Choosing yourself?
I guess so. Maybe.
I think you said like choosing yourself, right? Or no, I don't know.
Maybe something like that.
And it's gonna feel, my hair is standing. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's gonna feel hard because it's not something that you're used to. It's gonna feel like there's a lot of pressure because people are used to you being a certain way. And that's what the Libra does. The Libra does hold like the peace between everybody, and it can be really tiring because again, you might not actually feel that way yourself on the inside, but the majority for Libra, like the majority rules, and you tend to go with how like the energy on the outside of you. So it's going to feel like a lot of pressure for not accommodating everybody else and you really choosing yourself.
Yeah.
But again, that's what Meg said about taking tallies of like your relationships. It's like, stay close to the people who are going to get that and who want the best for you. Because you don't want to be around people who just want you around because you make them feel good.
Exactly.
You have to feel good too.
Which, Libra, you guys do feel really good to people and you have a beautiful energy. That's why people want to be around you. That's why it's important for you to be discerning of who's around you and what's in alignment. So that's amazing, Sunny. Thank you for that. Let's move on to the Scorpios.
I'm sweating. I don't know why. I'm like so hot.
These are like really powerful messages, I feel like.
It's funny because I'm like you, where I usually get the goosebumps and my hair is standing up, but right now I'm like hot.
Sweating.
Yeah. I'm sweating over here.
So yeah, for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the North Node in Aries is happening in your 6th house, the 6th house of Virgo. So this is about day-to-day routines, day-to-day work, health, productivity, organization, scheduling. And really interesting, Scorpios, I want to say that Pluto, our ruler, is in retrograde at 29 degrees, squaring the nodes for pretty much the whole rest of the year. And we are feeling this. Scorpios, we are feeling even more intense. Life is even more intense and crazy.
That's really weird that Virgo is having like a big Scorpio influence and now Scorpios are having a big Virgo influence.
Yep.
So the things that Scorpio has mastered, Virgo needs to implement, and the things that Virgo has mastered, Scorpios need to implement. That's so weird.
That's really weird and interesting. So Scorpios, this is about our routines, our health, our day-to-day schedule. Empowering ourselves and being assertive in these areas will get us into alignment with our highest purpose and destiny line, North Node. So Scorpios rule being self-destructive. Scorpio and I was going to say Scorpio and I, Sunny and I are both Scorpios, so we understand that Scorpios can fall very easily into self-destructive patterns. Scorpios, we will feel so good when you do routines that are good for your physical body. You're going to feel really good about yourself if you do those kind of things. And whatever that is that resonates with you health-wise or wellness-wise on a regular basis. This is also being empowered through our day-to-day work. It's one of the work houses, not just health. So being fearless in really sharing our gifts and shining our fiery passions in work, which can really trigger people as Scorpio. Sometimes the Scorpio energy can really trigger people, but that's what we're here to do. We're here to be ourselves. We're here to be passionate. We're here to be
illuminate the darkness.
Illuminate the darkness.
By understanding the darkness and having gone through it.
Yeah.
And being the product of what's on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Which is scary because not everybody wants to do that. So it's triggering.
It is triggering. So this is a powerful time for us to honor our bodies, to be assertive with our routines, and we will be blessed if we do so, I feel like, because the North Node brings blessings. So this is a intense time because our ruler Pluto is doing some crazy shit, excuse my language, but like, you know, moving from Capricorn to Aquarius, Capricorn to Aquarius, Capricorn to Aquarius for the whole next year and a bit at critical degrees, squaring the nodes. So we're feeling it. So to keep us grounded, we need to have routines. We need to honor our physical body because we're feeling it physically, emotionally, and mentally.
Oh my gosh.
So, Sunny, what's our message for Scorpios with the cards?
I'm just thinking of like you're saying we need routines, but also the North Node's like in my freaking 9th house. So it's like I have to have a routine while also being in weird random places. Like I have to keep I have to make my coffee in the morning. I have to do that exercise no matter where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Okay.
That's
crystals that want to be brought into Scorpio's lives, Scorpio rising and sun and moon, I guess, too.
yes.
For everybody. Which stone has a lesson, has a medicine to share with Scorpios during the transit of the North Node in their 6th house? Which is also 6th house is medicine, so it's funny that I use that word right now.
Interesting.
Wait, 6th house is medicine, right? You would say? Probably.
Yeah, medicine, Virgo and Pisces, yeah.
Okay. We got sodalite, new vision. So exactly what you said with like the work and having to also have a routine is routines are actually meditation. So when and it's like a self-care habit. And when you're in a focused state, like a grounded state like that, you're open to receive new inspiration, and you're also creating with waves in the universe by sticking to a plan for yourself to better yourself and to dedicate yourself to your work and to your service. It creates opportunities of aha moments or new inspirations to come to you. That makes sense, because you're moving the energy and you're dedicating yourself to the energy. I don't know if I'm making sense anymore. We've been talking for so long. I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying here.
You are.
We got a stone of Scorpio too, which is opal. Okay, so emotional magnification. So that makes sense because Aries is very intense and we're very intense. And so during this time, maybe if we are not staying grounded and focused on a self-care routine, our emotions might get the better of us, and everything that we feel right now might be like intensified. So paying attention to, so if you're happy, like again, this is totally Scorpio. If you're happy, you're really happy. If you're angry, you're really angry. So it's about maybe finding a little bit of a balance or just being aware of that. I don't really know what the lesson of that is right now, because it's like I feel like that is already really Scorpio.
Yeah.
So I guess that maybe that's just saying that that's gonna be maybe even more intensified. Our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Keep an eye on that. And then we have Ruby. That's why, because we're spiritual warriors, and it's in our 6th house, which is the house of service, and Aries is the warrior. So we're gonna feel more intensely about the things that we're doing.
Yes.
Because we are about to do a lot of healing, bring a lot of healing, bring a lot of transformation, triggering a lot of people, and everyone is going to blame you for it. And you're also going to be feeling everyone's emotions, and you're going to have to handle the fact and not, again, like I said, I think I said this for Leo rising too, is not take it personally, because it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the fact that you're actually doing your job, which is scary. and not everybody can do it, and not everyone's willing to do it, you're triggering people's deepest wounds by just being yourself.
Yeah.
So that emotional magnification might not even be just from you. So it's again going and being like, is this mine?
Exactly.
Let me not like let's not let this emotion drive like the next action I'm about to take, because that might not even be mine.
Mm.
So just keep in mind, Scorpio, probably again with the new vision too. I keep on hearing the word trailblazing lately. It's like we're gonna be trailblazing something this year.
Mm.
Trailblazers of something this year.
Wow.
That's good for us.
That's good for us.
So staying focused on your vision, not letting emotions dictate or rule your choices and actions, and also deciphering if that's even yours or if you're just like doing so much healing work and service that you're picking up on other people's stuff. And also other people are going to have heightened emotions around you, which is odd because you're usually the one with the heightened emotions. So now you're going to have to like be the moderator of emotion for other people and keeping strong because you're a spiritual warrior and that's what you're here to do. People need to experience this so that they can heal. This is what Scorpios go through on a daily basis. So it's like we're triggering people to go through like what they need to go through, and sometimes that's not pretty.
Yeah.
Which is funny because like I said, the Virgos are doing Scorpio stuff and Scorpios are doing Virgo stuff. So weird.
That is funny.
Okay. So for tarot cards for Scorpio. Oh, okay. So we have Three of Cups. This is like one of my favorite cards in the deck. This is all about coming together with like-minded people, especially if you're a woman like me and Meg, and rejoicing and celebrating with the people that you love, people who are of like-minded community, like-hearted. So this tells me too, like working with people. Achieving your goal, achieving healing goals, or doing a healing service with not just yourself, but with people. So to me, this is like a lot of celebrations, a lot of breakthroughs, a lot of like being social, which is sometimes Scorpios are really social and sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
So that's cool. There's opportunities to be meeting more people. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So again, this has to do with work too. So a lot of, like you said, like karmic blessings coming into our life through the work that we do. So a lot of being grounded and being open to receive, and also being a pillar of strength for others. And this is where we're going to get a lot of blessings.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So money will be good for us too.
Honing in on how we are here to be of service, because that was such a good point that you said, Sunny, that the sixth house is also being of service, healing gifts. So that's awesome. Thank you.
Everyone's going to be triggered around us and we're going to have to hold strong for them.
Yeah. That's our story.
Yeah.
The joys of being a Scorp.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get blessings see the results of that work like this year.
That's exciting. Yay. Yeah. So, okay, we've got 4 more signs to go.
Oh my God.
So this is crazy. We're at 3 hours.
Oh my God. And people are still watching. That's awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for watching, you guys. Let us know if you're enjoying the video. So, okay, Sagittarius, this North Node in Aries is happening in your 5th house, the 5th house of Leo.
Woo!
So this is interesting because the 5th house of Leo is creativity and putting yourself out there, being seen, kind of similar to the 1st house, romance, celebration, parties, and children.
Yeah.
Being assertive and self-empowered through some of you guys, well, actually a lot of you guys, it's time to have some babies. Just going to be honest.
That's what I was going to say too.
That's actually the thing I'm feeling strongest.
Like I just hear sex in my mind.
Yeah, that's
Like,
actually,
like
yeah.
rabbits.
So Sunny and I are both feeling that. Saggy Waggies, it's time to
That has
have some babies. And it's time to have sex. So the thing is, this time that we live in right now, one of the illusions is that this is the end of the world and it's not a safe planet to give birth to children,
Yeah,
right?
that's so
That
bad.
is bullshit. That is not true. This is actually one of the most amazing times to give birth to children. We're at
Repopulate.
repopulate. We're at the precipice of the age of Aquarius, like the golden age. This is such a beautiful time to have children. So North Node in Aries, being assertive and self-empowering through being real with yourself on, and depending on your age, right? Of course, if you're at that age of having children, it's time to have children. And if you have already had children, it's time to look at that relationship with your children, be assertive, go even deeper into that. Maybe it's time to teach your kids some things. Maybe they're at a certain age. Sagittarius rules the teacher and being a guide to teach them some things. Or if you're a grandparent, if you're at that age, you could be getting grandchildren and having that new relationship of being a grandparent.
Or healing estranged relationships with children too.
Yeah, for sure. So children are very, very highlighted. It is safe to have children. And the fifth house is also the inner child, maybe being assertive through doing some inner child work. That's so funny because Jens is a Sagittarius and he started doing a lot more inner child work. So that's actually just been
Are you
happening.
guys gonna have babies this year?
I don't know about this year, but we'll see about that. Well, see, there's my Scorpio. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see about that. But for Saturday, it is time to start having children or like seriously planning it as well. Like, okay, 2 years from now down the line,
I live
we're
with
gonna,
a Sag rising, so
yeah. So it's time. And it's also the fifth house of creativity and having fun. So being creative. And this is performance. This is artistic pursuits. So whatever artsy pursuits, creative talents you have, Sagis, those are going to be highlighted, whether that is in a creative work field or whatever job you do, you're going to be feeling really creative personally and professionally. So taking assertiveness to be creative. So those are the areas of life that the fifth house rules. And it's also celebration and having fun. So being assertive in maybe hosting some events for your family, for your kids, for your local community to have some fun. So very interesting. What do you feel like, Sunny, for the Saggies out there?
okay. Yeah, well, I feel again lots of fun. Sexy fun too,
Sexy fun.
which is good. So if any Sag risings have been feeling not as passionate the past year, that's going to change. You're probably already feeling it. You might have like some sacral chakra, like explosions. You might be really attracted to like reds and the color orange. And you could even have, if you resonate with it, like a little bit of a kundalini like awakening.
Ooh,
I feel like,
yes.
because it's a lot of creative, passionate, sexual energy.
Mm-hmm.
And Saggies are fiery too, and the horses.
Horses, yeah, they rule horses. That's right.
Yes. Okay, so let's see which crystals want to work with Sag this North Node in fifth house transit. Okay, these, oh my God. Okay. Wow, we got lots. This is not what I was expecting at all. At all.
Really?
Yeah. This is like totally not what I was expecting. Okay. So we got selenite,
Mm.
which is spiritual guidance. I thought we were going to be getting like all these like sexy cards and stuff. But
Well,
I guess,
we be in alignment to be able to have kids,
well,
right?
exactly. Like that is like one of the most powerful, I mean, that is the most powerful creation that you can make.
Yeah.
So you want to be a very clear channel, of course, for the nurturing energy of the person that you're exchanging the sexual energy with, that you're
Mhm.
sharing the cells with, and to create that child that wants to come through. So, but Sagittarius is a very spiritual sign, and they are very philosophical and very smart and curious and whimsical. And I feel like the North Node being in their fifth house too is probably going to be giving them more of I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's gonna be like more fun to explore like certain spiritual aspects of their life, I think.
Ooh, that's
Like
cool.
a lot of experiencing like fun there's going to be like a spiritual aspect to the fun that they're having. I don't know if that makes sense.
That does make sense. Yeah.
I'm always like, I don't know what I'm saying. Which is funny because the next card is apophyllite, and apophyllite and selenite are very high frequency stones that connect with like the crown chakra and the
Mhm.
higher energies of light and like the angelic realm as well. And this is all about astral traveling. So yes, Sagittarius is rule traveling. Leo is about having fun, and Aries. So you have like a bunch, like all the fire signs are together. That's the cool thing about having a fire rising sign is that each element is like in their elemental house, which makes
Mhm.
sense. So this is really going to be highlighting for some reason. I don't know why I'm getting this, like a lot of your psychic gifts. There's going to be like a revamp to like your psychic abilities and stuff like that,
Hmm.
which is interesting. I
That
don't
is
because there's like a lot of energy being put towards like your creativity, and a lot
mm,
of your creativity is your connection to spirit.
yeah.
So I'm getting that. And then again, you have clear quartz. This is like all very, very spiritual, like a spiritual awakening or like a spiritual breakthrough is happening for you because of, again, like the fifth house is also like the heart center because of like the fun being illuminated and the action being that you're taking towards your passions and your gifts and also having kids and stuff like that. It's going to awaken a whole new phase, a whole new spiritual perspective on life too. If you're becoming a parent for the first time, yeah, like that's a whole new experience. And like the way you look at life and the way that you're able to handle things is like completely different than it would be before. You
Mm.
get a whole bunch of new skills. You know how to handle things like way differently when you become a parent. So that's part of it too. For some reason, I'm feeling like big spiritual awakening for Sag risings
Very cool.
and implementing like their spiritual gifts that they already have because they're focused on their passion, I guess.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So interesting for the Saggies.
Yeah. I feel like that's going to be a fun year for them.
Mhm.
All the sorry to people who don't have a fire rising sign, but I feel like all the fire rising signs are going to have like a really fun year. So
That's great.
yeah, I'm happy because I'm a fire rising sign.
Yay, yay, yay.
Okay. So, wow, a lot of cards just came out. Okay, this is so interesting. Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles. So, that's about working towards something that you've been wanting to accomplish for a long time and like dedicating yourself to it. So that could also be a family because Pentacles is also like physical. It's not just about money. So this could be building your family, building the life that you want. The fifth house sounds more fun. I'm planning on making a baby. Oh, that's that's awesome. So yeah, this is about building either a family, either a project, either a creative, passionate project that you have. This is working towards that and a very positive energy towards that and seeing like good results from doing that work.
Mm.
And then we have the Nine of Swords, which is cutting out a lot of this. I feel like this is like what you have been dealing with. And a long show, ladies. Yes. We're going long here.
Yeah.
This is I feel like this is what you kind of are ending right now is anxiety and having to deal with a lot of outside influences, and now you can kind of go and do what you want to do, if that
Mm.
makes sense.
Mhm.
Cutting out the anxiety because we have the Princess of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. And this is a whole new opportunity coming to you in the realm, again, of spirituality and good luck and new things that you're not expecting coming to you. In the traditional tarot, the Page of Cups is a cup with a fish in it, which is new information and good luck and like something hidden, like a surprise coming to you. So it could also be a child, or like I said before, a spiritual breakthrough that you're having because you're having fun and you're being creative.
Cool.
And then we have the Four of Swords. We have a bunch of cards for you guys. The Four of Swords is kind of like the Nine of Swords, but in a more positive look. So instead of being all anxious and letting horrible thoughts ruminate within your mind, you're becoming more peaceful because again, it's really in alignment with all of these crystal cards is you're having like a little bit of a spiritual awakening, and you're going to be taking time to do, meditate, to gain like more spiritual knowledge and stuff like that. So it's very fun, but very spiritually fulfilling at the same time.
Cool. That sounds really good for the Saggies.
Yeah.
Time to have babies.
I know, it's funny. That didn't come up in the cards a little bit, but I think it's because we're like, it's obvious.
There's different messages.
Yeah.
Cool. So now we move to the Cappies, the Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Risings. And the North Node in Aries is going to be transiting through the 4th house, your 4th house of Cancer, which is your opposite sign. So this is super interesting because this is about being assertive, taking initiative. And sorry, the cats are going crazy if you're hearing noises beside me. They're like scratching and everything. So they're wanting us to pay attention, Capricorns. This is about focusing on home, family, the living situation, property, ancestors, emotions, and private life, which can be challenging for Capricorns because they rule work and success and high level success and getting things done. There's actually, it's going to be very empowering, self-empowering, and blessed to put some focus towards your home life, your family, and your private life. Okay. So I'm hearing Spirit say there can be very significant things that come up for you, Capricorns, in regard to your family. And I'm feeling Spirit say a very specific message of, Capricorn is all about being out in the world and being successful and getting something very intense accomplished. But what if one of your biggest accomplishments of all in life, I'm hearing Spirit say this specifically, is really being present with someone when they're having a spiritual awakening that's in your family, or they're going through a process where they need someone like you that's awake near them. That would be one of the greatest life accomplishments. It's said that when we're there, when someone's born, when they die, or they're going through some sort of big transition, that's one of the greatest things that we can do as a human. And that has to do with our personal life, not so much our professional life. So your personal life, Capricorn, is highlighted, and it is successful for us to have a healthy personal life, for us to have a healthy private life. It doesn't have to just be all about work, right? So it's very empowering to focus on those 4th house areas, like I mentioned. And there can be really big blessings coming in, blessings for living situation and home, and maybe moving somewhere new. So that is very highlighted as well. Yeah, we've got some Cappies in the chat. Very cool. So it's interesting. As I said, it's the opposite house of Capricorn. It's Cancer, the opposite sign. So it can feel a little bit woo-woo, a little bit maybe weird for the Capricorns because they might not be used to that, right? So what are you feeling like, Sunny, for the Capricorns?
Woo! Take a break.
Take a break.
They need to go on a vacation.
With family, maybe.
Reconnecting with their family, or again, finding soul family if they're not getting along, or they feel like they don't, they're not accepted by their blood family too.
Right.
working on relationships with your blood family, but also going out and connecting with soul family, with being surrounded by people who understand them and who lift them up.
Mm-hmm.
So the crystals that want to come for Capricorn suns, risings, and moon for this North Node transiting their 4th house, we have all these cards wanting to come out. Wow. Okay. So we have dioptase, which is the healing heart. So it is, again, we have a lot of the earth signs going within and like going in the heart space.
Yeah.
So that is, I feel like Capricorns like create a lot of pressure and they have a lot of pressure. So it's important to, spend time with people that they really love, to maybe even give some apologies to people that they maybe have hurt in the past, because Capricorns can be really harsh because they're very go, 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 and they have expectations and stuff like that. So maybe doing apologies, which also I don't think Capricorns like to do, will help them heal a certain aspect of themselves that maybe feels empty. Because I feel like Capricorn always has this feeling that like something's missing in their life. So the North Node in your 4th house is going to really help you feel more full, or find the things that make you feel whole. Because it's with you're doing something more wholesome. You're doing something that's more emotionally fulfilling, not just professionally fulfilling. So I feel like Capricorns tend to feel like something's missing sometimes.
Yeah.
And then we have carnelian, which is all about creativity. It's also about healing your emotional body. So in the sacral chakra, which is where you hold everything, it might be hard for you to, Capricorns can cut things out, but you might not be letting go everything that you're carrying or that you've created yourself. Because like I said, I'm not trying to put anybody down. Capricorns do create a lot of pressure. And I feel like there is guilt that they pick up from this, but they don't let themselves process it, because they do have a hard job of being the boss, and not everybody likes the boss. You know what I mean? So you might be harboring some guilt that needs to be released. And again, if you don't feel comfortable saying apologies to some people, like you don't have to, like some people that are really close to you, maybe they deserve an apology. But some people that you like, that you don't have this relationship with anymore, and you're still harboring some type of like residual guilt or something. It's good. Do you hear the sink in the background?
Is that Mike right now?
Yes, Mike just brought a bunch of groceries in. I don't know what he's doing. He's in the kitchen. Sorry, everybody, if you hear weird sounds. A lot of, you can do like, what's that Ho'oponopono thing, Meg?
I love you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Please forgive me. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's like sending forgiveness or sorrow or apologies to energetically to the person, but also yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like a healing practice for you, and kind of closing out some chapters, if that makes sense. And again, we have, this makes sense, we have Morganite. It says equality in love. And Capricorns are definitely competitive. And yes, Ho'oponopono. Capricorns can be very competitive, and they tend to want to be like first, or they want to be above people. Like there's just like not above people, but there's just like a subconscious thing where you feel like you need to like be at the top, you know what I mean? And that's a lot of pressure, and that is denying you of just like accepting the fact that you're a human and you're not perfect, and that you're never always going to be like number one. So it's like taking the pressure off of you and just going again in the heart space. And Morganite is a very healing stone about forgiveness. It resonates with Mother Mary. It resonates with Mary Magdalene, with the very divine mother energy. So Capricorn, this is all about nurturing. Like Meg said, again, it's in the 4th house, about nurturing yourself and really taking action on nurturing yourself and healing certain relationships with people that might have created pressure or guilt within you that you haven't released yet. That makes sense?
Yeah, totally makes sense. And I can relate to that because I have my moon in Capricorn. So that makes sense.
I have my North Node in the 10th house too. So a lot of my lessons were to humble myself because part of myself just thinks that I'm better at people at certain things, or that my talents are more than others, and it's not true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had a little bit of the 10th house lessons there.
Murray G says nailing the Capricorn.
Yes. And so we have the Ace of Wands, and that is a very like big, creative, fiery energy, like new opportunity. But this is again, it's like kind of like what the Libra was going through, and it makes sense because it's Aries energy. It's about choosing yourself, and not in a way where it's like what I accomplished or who people think that I am, or who people see me as. It's who do you see yourself as, and who do you want to be? Does it feel good? Does that image that some people have of you, does that actually feel good to you? You know what I mean? And how can you become more or project more of who you want to be? How can you make other people feel good?
Right.
So that's what's coming up for you. And then we have the Three of Swords reversed to me, which says that this could be the ending of feeling pressure on your heart. This could be like a breakup that is like what's it called? Like it's been a long time in the making, that it's kind of like a slow breakup. This could be something like that, and it could have a positive result. So whatever endings that you're going through, whatever needs to be like cleaned up in your life, it's actually going to be really positive, and it's going to feel really good, and it's not going to be like scary. It's like a lot of letting go of the harsh energy that Capricorn can kind of create, or that Capricorn kind of holds.
Nice.
Yeah, softening up the little caps.
Capricorns are getting humbled,
shaving down your horns.
shaving down. And just seeing like all the Capricorns like baking, like making bread or cakes, or just doing those things. Yeah, being a Cancer.
Becoming a Cancer, which is so weird because again, Cancers are doing the Capricorn stuff. And now it's time for Capricorns to do the Cancer stuff, because you have to nurture yourself. You have to nurture your family. You got to make people feel good, because you don't want to burn bridges.
Exactly. Yeah.
This time, Cancers have to do the opposite. Not burn bridges, but they have to really, this is what I'm here to do.
What was it we said for Cancers?
I'm doing what I know what I came here to do.
I know I came here to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so for Capricorns, it would be, I'm just going to chill out. I'm going to allow myself, I'm succeeding when I pay attention to my personal life. I'm succeeding when I honor my family and my home and my emotions. It is successful to have healthy emotions and a healthy, that is successful.
Yeah. It's not all about what's outside, because you have to deal with yourself and your inside and like your personal relationship. So if there's like messiness within your personal relationships and with your relationship with yourself, and at home it's uncomfortable, like that's not nice, because that's where you have to live. That's where you should feel the best. That's
where you got to live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, okay. Thank you, Sunny. Yeah. And now we've got the Aquarians. What would the nickname for Aquariuses be?
The weirdos.
Yeah, the freaking weirdos of the zodiac. And Sunny has her moon in Aquarius.
Yes.
And I have my Saturn in Aquarius. So yeah, for Aquarians, this is really interesting because the North Node in Aries is happening, transiting through your third house, the house of Gemini, Gem. So this is the areas of life of communication, interactions, learning information and sharing of information, friends, siblings, local community, local travel. So I really feel like for Aquarians, you guys are the way showers of the age of Aquarius. I call all of you guys that. You are the innovators. You're 10 steps ahead of everyone else. You've been ready for this age of Aquarius for a very, very long time that we're stepping into. And you have knowledge to share with us. So North Node in Aries is, where do we need to be assertive and self-empowered and also receive blessings? I feel like for Aquarians, it would be really powerful for you guys to maybe start explaining and communicating through social media. Gemini rules social media and day-to-day things that you just know how they work that other people's don't understand yet. Sunny does this with me all the time. Sunny explains things to me all the time that I didn't get before. Like Aquarians, I think, are the smartest actually out of anyone because Aquarius rules the brain. So Aquarians, you have things to share with the world. You have information to share about what we're stepping into, the free energy, the alternative healing technologies. Like Sunny, the way you talk about the crystals, I've never heard anybody talk about it in that way before. And it's that Aquarian way where you understand the technicalities of it and you can explain that to us in a way where it's healing and empowering for all of us and inspiring for all of us. So whatever passion you have, Aquarius, whatever is your gifted area, it's important for you to share the information on that, Gemini. And also your siblings and your friendships are very highlighted with the North Node being in the third house. So being assertive in, similar to the Libras, looking at your relationships and what serves you and what doesn't serve you. Where do you need to maybe take your power back from some friendships, some deals or contracts energetically that we've made with friends or siblings? Is very, very highlighted. And Gemini is our local community. So Aquarians, you may be looked to, oh my God, the cat's going nuts again. You may be called to step into leadership roles, Aries, in your local community as we transition into this new age, into this new earth. So really cool for you guys. And also Pluto is stepping into Aquarius, your sign. So we're in that going back and forth from Capricorn to Aquarius until November, I believe it's 18th, 2024, where we're full steam ahead in Aquarius. So this is a really powerful time of transformation and empowerment, Pluto, for you guys. So let me know, Aquarians, in the comments what you think about that. And Sunny, what do you have to share for the Aquarian sun, moon, and risings?
Well, when I was looking at the chart too, I was thinking like, because Aries is in action, so I was thinking, writing, that maybe they could write a book or write a blog or just channeling work, because Aquariuses have the gift of channeling. Like you said, it's a very claircognizant sign where they just understand how things work and they're just given the information and then they're able to like explain it because they can see things from all points of view. So definitely doing some type of channeling or writing down your channeled messages or doing automatic writing. You could do an automatic writing blog or just for yourself in your journal. And this could also be a really good time for you guys to invent something too, which is in relation to what you're saying about, like the Tesla inventions, the free energy and stuff like that. You might actually gain access to an invention through your channeling. Could even come in a dream. Or just through talking, because a lot of channeling does happen between when people are talking, as we are doing right now.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mahalo. What does mahalo mean?
Does it mean hello or thank you, Susan?
I like that.
Us know. I like that too. Beautiful word.
I want to go to Hawaii. I've never been there.
It's beautiful.
Okay, so for Aquariuses, the crystals, I'm really curious about this. There's going to be some weird ones. It's going to be like a bite. Okay, we'll see. So the crystals that want to work with and have lessons to share with the Aquarius rising, suns, moons. This one wants to come out. Oh my God, I thought it was moldavite for a second because it was green. I was like, whoa. Aventurine.
Ooh.
Limited self. Hold on. Spiritual beginning, howlite. That's channeling. And sleeping in your dreams, because howlite's associated with dreaming and good dreams and good sleeps. And then we got pyrite, spark of life, which is associated with the third house too, because you're getting inspiration from your community. And for the aventurine, this tells me that there is a new opportunity or a new something very lucky. But because with the North Node, it is like karmic, but it seems, like it's not that it's just going to come out of nowhere. It's been like a long time in the making. A new opportunity, new ways to make money, new ways to reinvent yourself and your life. I don't know why this is coming up, but yeah, like a lot of cool new lucky opportunities are going to be coming into your life this year, which makes sense because I mean it's in the house of networking, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And maybe on social media, this could also be like getting recognized on social media for the work that you're doing. So it could be like social media fame or something like that, or what Meg does, or what we're doing right now, what Meg does with Beyond Mystic, like joining a company that is on social networking that shares spiritual information, like-minded people. And then highlight spiritual beginning. So using your gifts to actually herald in like a new beginning, that you can actually use these gifts every day in your day-to-day life with the people that you communicate with all the time. So actually implementing like those Aquarian gifts, like every day in the outer world with people that you are talking to on a daily basis, which is going to make you feel really good, because that is part of your life purpose, is to share high frequency information that not everybody understands right away. So it's going to really awaken your self-confidence and your self-worth.
Wow.
And your strength, inner strength. And again, pyrites also manifestations coming to life too. So this is probably something that you've been wanting for a long time. So you are in a lucky, auspicious time, but it's something that you've been wanting for a long time. Oh, we have the Three of Cups again, which makes sense. It's all about the celebrations and coming together with like-minded people. Again, and then Cups is water, which is also spiritual information and emotions and sharing, and having fun. So that makes sense. And then we have the King of Cups, which is being totally in control of who you are, like your emotions and your spiritual and creative perceptions. And also, again, if there's an Aquarius out there looking for love, I feel like with the Green Aventurine, to me, Green Aventurine reminds me or tells me that it has the energy of literally meeting like the love of your life in a very unexpected way. It's usually a mature person who has money, or who has some type of hold on their finances. So if anybody is looking for love, this is my sign that you're going to meet the love of your life in a very unexpected, lucky way. They're going to also share their wealth with you, which is going to bring in more opportunities. So that's Aquarius.
Yay. That's awesome. Very nice for Aquarians. The weirdos, the innovators, Teslas of the zodiac. Okay, so we got one more sign, you guys. We're at 3 hours and 31 minutes.
I can't believe it.
Sunny and I were like,
I thought this was going to be like an hour long.
I know. We're just going to go live for an hour. We'll introduce ourselves and do a little.
How did this happen?
I don't know. But thanks for sticking around with us, you guys.
Well, maybe I need to cut. Maybe I need to learn how to not channel so much. I don't know.
No, you do such a good job. You don't need to shut it down.
Because even my pick a card readings are like so long.
We talked for a whole hour.
Yeah.
We talked for over an hour before we started doing the card readings.
That's true.
So, yeah.
It's okay.
It says the show has been so fabulous. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's always interesting to see like what people on the other side are thinking, because I have no idea how people are perceiving this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's been my thing with like our spiritual work since day one. Like me and Meg used to do sound bliss meditations. Yeah. We call them sound bliss, which were like sound healing meditations. And for me, I'm laughing at myself. This is my Aquarius moon. I'm laughing at myself because I'm literally walking around a room going like, oh, with like bowls and just making stupid sounds. And like people who are in the meditation are having like a transcendental experience. And I'm like laughing at like how ridiculous it is. Yeah. So here I'm just like, are people enjoying this information? Or like, blah, blah, blah. But then if I was on the other side watching, like when I watch you, Meg, on Beyond Mystic and Maison Jupiter, it's amazing. But for you, you're probably just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, for you, it's yourself. So you're just
Yeah.
like, okay, what's going on? Does this even make sense? And
Yeah.
yeah, so that's hilarious.
So
That's
weird.
so funny. Yeah, what you said about the sound bliss, that always makes me laugh.
It's so funny.
Love it. So, okay, now we're going into the watery realm of Pisces, the last sign, the last astrological sign. And for Pisces, this North Node in Aries, how many groceries did Mike get, by the way?
He's just doing everything. He's doing all the things. He's changing the water bottle. He's what are you doing? Nothing. He's doing yeah. He's putting everything away. I don't know.
Love it. Hey, Mike.
Mike's been really busy. He's a typical Cancer. His moon is in Taurus. He likes to go to the grocery store multiple times a week, and he hasn't had the opportunity to do that because he's been so busy the past week. So I'm sure next time I look in the fridge, I'm gonna be like, it's gonna be stocked.
Oh my God, Sunny, your mom is here. Hi, Francis.
Oh, really? Yay.
Hey.
Oh, my mom. You've been watching this whole time?
Have you been watching? I just saw her say that now. I don't know.
Because we're at Pisces. But mom, you also should watch the Sag because you're a Sag rising.
Yeah, she needs to watch the Sag.
Yeah,
And
we said for the Sag risings that they're gonna have lots of sex.
that's hilarious.
But it's gonna be a really fun year for Sag risings aside from the sex part.
Yeah.
Not that sex isn't fun, obviously. It should be fun.
Yeah. Oh, your mom's moon is in Aquarius. Am I wrong?
No, Capricorn.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
What?
Okay. She said no, just Aquarius.
Oh, she started watching from Aquarius.
Oh, from Aquarius. Okay, got it. Okay, so we're at our last sign, Pisces. This North Node in Aries is happening in your second house, the second house of Taurus. And I think this is really, really cool for you guys because Taurus is all about our values, money, abundance, resources, stability, and enjoying life and being grounded, being on the earth, anything that has to do with nature. So for Pisces, how you can be assertive and self-empowered with this North Node in Aries is actually to do like really reevaluating and looking at your values and what those are. That can help to manifest the life that you want and be in alignment. And also doing abundance work and being okay with having money and resources and success and enjoyments of life. That can be, and it's interesting because Pisces rules spirituality. And Sunny and I'm sure we can agree that we've met many spiritual people that think money is bad and, abundance is bad and it doesn't matter. But it's like, no, we're here in physical bodies to enjoy life.
And that's, sorry to interrupt you, that's an issue that Pisces does have.
Yes.
A lot of Pisces feel guilty to receive money and have some unhealthy, or I don't know if the word's unhealthy, but negative views on money and feeling like they deserve it or not.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling intuitively like that's the biggest thing for me to share astrologically for the Pisces right now with this North Node in Aries. Focus on your beliefs around abundance, your resources, what is of value to you, and how you enjoy life, what makes you feel comfortable and enjoy life. And you are deserving of having those things. And it is safe for you, Pisces, to be stable, Taurus, and to be grounded, Taurus. And in what ways do you maybe need to be more assertive to feel more grounded or stable? Because Pisces is the most sensitive sign in astrology, and we're in very intense times. So if you are feeling maybe not that stable, which, not making fun of you guys are the most sensitive out of anyone. Okay. So if you're really not feeling stable at the moment, which Taurus rules, what do you need to do? Okay. Have you tried eating more stable foods and doing the earthing? If that's not working, maybe it's time to see a therapist. And I know that's more of a Scorpio thing, but just saying, Pisces, what do you need to get stable and to feel secure? And it's safe for you to be in this physical body, Taurus. It's safe for you to enjoy life and to be here now and not just up in the sensitivities and the spiritual and just the creative side. You guys are absolutely magical. And I love you, Pisces. But this North Node in Aries is an opportunity to get even more grounded, even more in your body, and even more connected to your relationship with abundance. So where are your sensitivities? For some Pisces, it may not be intuition, right? That's not just the only sensitivity. It can be emotional sensitivity and triggers. It can be mental sensitivity, physical sensitivity. So looking at those areas of life. Does that make sense how I've explained that, Cindy?
Yes. And again, yeah, like Aries is an action sign. So it's like
Yeah.
believing in yourself and taking action towards what's going to make you feel secure and what's going to make you feel healthier, what's going to make you feel better in your life. And also, like we said, Cancer is a very self-sacrificing sign, but Pisces is very self-sacrificing.
Yes.
I mean, the most sacrificed person that we know is Jesus, and Jesus was a Pisces, and Jesus is represented by the fish. So that is an archetype that Pisces do have, is that they will sacrifice what is best for them because they feel bad,
That is so true.
because they feel like they don't deserve something.
Yeah.
So that's like the unhealed part of the sacrificing. So yeah, Jesus died for our sins, but it's not because he wasn't good enough to live. It's because he loved us so much. So Pisces on the higher aspect is you deserve everything, but you can still be like very supportive of the people that you love without killing yourself, basically. Or sacrificing yourself or putting yourself down. The more you empower yourself, because you are so sensitive and because you are so loving towards people, if you actually empower yourself, it will be like super inspirational and like helpful for the people that are around you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah, we're always just like, yeah.
We're like, I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's just the energies of this week.
And we've been talking for 3 hours and 40 minutes. And even when I do my live sales and stuff, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Yeah.
So we got Opal for Pisces as well, which Scorpio also had. So you might be feeling very emotional. And people around you might be feeling really emotional. There might be a lot of emotional transitions. I'm feeling like things, something, because Opal is also a stone of change, because it does resonate with the energy of Scorpio. Something might change drastically in your life that will actually bring you closer to your security, stability, like Meg was saying, and your comforts and your abundance. So there might be an opportunity for you to receive more abundance too.
Wow.
And we got red jasper, which is nurturing. That's nurturing yourself.
I love red jasper.
Yeah, me too. It's like my favorite grounding stone. It just feels like you're like in the earth. Giving yourself a pat on the back, I feel like, because you carry a lot for everybody. And it's time for you to, again, make yourself feel good.
Yeah.
Start buying yourself. Don't be afraid to spend extra money on food that costs more, that is more quality, that is better for your body. So like Meg said, start buy a tart. Start taking your physical health like more seriously. And again, Aries is an action sign, so it's a perfect time for you to invest in your physical well-being.
Yeah.
And then one more, because we're going with 3 since Cancer. I think we've been pulling 3 since Cancer. Jade, which is dream work. And jade is also it's a stone all about your health and your vitality. And if you notice, like Asian people, specifically Chinese people, will wear jade because they believe that it is the ultimate stone of health, spiritual, energetic, emotional, and physical health, and that it will prolong your vitality. And it's also saying dream work. So anything that you feel like you want to bring into your life, or something that you feel like would make you happy, like any type of dream that you have, you can definitely manifest that this year. You can definitely see that coming to fruition this year. And again, this is just another confirmation to take your health more seriously.
Wow.
Yes. And then Couple tarot cards for you, Pisces, little cute Pisces.
Cute little Pisces. They're like the sponges, I feel like, out of all of us.
Aw, okay, so whoa, my cards are going crazy. Okay, I think that means that this is the last. Oh, wow, interesting. Okay. So we got the Two of Cups. So definitely opportunity for you to heal a relationship with yourself, but also calling in relationships with others, because the second house is also ruled by Venus. So Pisces, you might be meeting somebody that you really get along with. It could be a friend or it could be a lover. Somebody that you see eye to eye with, somebody that you're in complete balance with. This could also be a business partnership too, especially because it's the second house and that's all about money and abundance. But also, you can share money and abundance with somebody that you're coming into a marriage with or a relationship with. So I feel like a lot of Pisces risings, suns and moons are gonna get into like a twin flame relationship or a very strong business relationship that will help with their health and their vitality and their abundance. And then we got the Death card. So this doesn't necessarily mean actual physical death. It could. I mean, we did talk about getting look at the colors are like the same. Unexpected money, I mean, or opportunities for more money, which can come through inheritance, but that's more of Scorpio. But this is also just like your own personal transformation and really putting value on yourself. And again, like not sacrificing yourself to make other people feel good again, or to take care of other people, just really taking care of yourself. And it's you're going to go through like a big transformation this year, I feel like. Wow. Which is going to call in you're ready for this transformation, and it's going to call in your person.
That's beautiful. Yay, Pisces. This is an amazing time for you guys.
They're probably like, what? That's not going to happen.
What's going on? Yeah, no, you
want some chocolate.
What?
I just want to eat some chocolate. I don't know. I'm pretending to be a Pisces. Pretending to be my mom. My mom would be like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, you Pisces are amazing. And yeah, nice to see you here, Francis. So yeah, wow, 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Woo!
Woo, woo, woo. So we hope you guys enjoyed our first YouTube live together.
So my altar cloth that I was using.
Beautiful. Are those on your website?
Yes. My Atlantis Survivor altar cloths or tapestries, because you can also hang them. But I do all my readings on those. I forgot to show that before.
So yeah, if you'd like to check out Sunny's online crystal shop, which is amazing, it's templeofaqua.com.
Thank you.
And also on Instagram, Temple of Aqua, where she does all her amazing live sales, and you can keep up to date with her on a daily basis. And as well, Sunny's YouTube channel, Sunny from Pluto. And I love this video you did, Sunny. How will Jupiter Taurus bless your life? That was an amazing.
Get ready for more. We're gonna do the next one is gonna be messages from your spirit guides, and then we're gonna do some vlogs and stuff. And me and Meg are gonna make some cool videos too.
Yeah. And also someone I saw 8th House Alchemy asked, how do you guys know each other? About 3 hours ago, we were talking about how we met each other in high school and we're best friends. We've known each other since we were teenagers. And yeah, we do pretty much all the same things. We're very alike. So we also have a band together. We're also musicians. So if you'd like to follow our music that's going to be coming out very soon, you can follow us on Instagram at Scorpling Alliance. And we've got a song already on Spotify that you can check out under Scorpling Alliance. And Scorpling is the word for a baby Scorpion.
Yeah.
Scorpion. So that's what we are. Scorplings.
Scorplings, yeah.
Scorplings. So yeah, it's been so fun hanging out with you guys. And we love you all very much. And Sunny, would you like to do another YouTube live with me next Wednesday for the day out of time?
Sure. What day is that?
July 25th.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
That's the month.
I think I'm free.
Yeah. So we will share that.
Maybe that
And
one will be 8 hours.
yeah, maybe we'll go.
Because it'll be day out of time.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a sleepover. Live. Okay, so we love you guys so
Pajama
much.
party.
And what?
Pajama party.
Pajama party. Yeah, PJ portal party day out of time.
That's so
We'll
funny.
we'll do something fun. So, okay, we love you guys so much.
Thank you for having me, Meg.
You're welcome.
And
Thank
nice
you.
to meet everybody. Thank you for watching and tuning in and listening and sharing.
Yay. And remember to subscribe to my channel, please. And all my links are in the description below. And we love you guys so much. Have an amazing, magical rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.